Click, buy, deliver. With remote purchasing from the 2-time Motorcycle News Dealer of the Year, Colchester Kawasaki. Proud sponsors of Chasing the Racing.
3, 2, 1, and welcome back to Chasing the Racing, episode 96. And we're recording this quite late. We're all rich energied up already to keep us awake. And we're delighted to be joined by we're sort of teammates. I know we're not in the same category, but
boyfriend.
Teammates with Storm Stacey.
So hold on, let's go straight into it. Let's go straight into a part 2. First of all, I am so sorry, lads. I am so sorry that we're running this late on the show. So I've just absolutely hammered. Absolutely. Oh yeah.
It's all right. We got a lovely meal.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Honestly, absolutely hammered the Belgrave transporter. Who's actually we have the same sponsor, don't we? The same sponsor, and he sponsors your team as well. I tell you what,
the world's coming together. He's getting good with this.
I am a corporate sellout, mate. I am a full-on corporate sellout. So Adrian and Nick they will be screaming at the YouTube there, going, "What have you done to the van?" It is. I have burned some serious rubber all the way down here. I've loved it. I'm actually off. I'm pumping, lads.
I was trying to sort a car with them, and then I didn't end up getting off, and I was like, nah.
No, yeah, we're talking. Bear in mind, Belgrave, Chrissy. It's right up your street. Land Rovers and Lamborghinis and Maseratis. We're talking high end product. It's amazing they even speak to me because I'm really low down.
And then there's Dom in his transit.
Damn right, that's it.
Do you know when
I scrap, lads?
Just to give the viewers and listeners an idea of what we're talking about. So, about 3 hours ago, Dom rang us and said, "You're gonna have to cancel it." I'm up in Ayr in Scotland. I was like, Storm's here. So he absolutely floated for 3 hours. And
bear in mind, it took me 3 hours and 20 minutes to get
away.
See, that's the mad thing is, I know at first I thought you were a Sheffield lad. Yeah. Where are you from?
Staffordshire. So Stafford. Well, not Stafford. The closest place to say is Stoke-on-Trent, but I don't like to surround myself with Stoke-on-Trent because all you ever hear is Stoke-on-Trent's a shithole. So, yeah, I'm a Stafford lad.
I'm a Stafford lad.
Have you always been from there as well?
Yeah, I've always lived in Akershall, my whole life. And yeah, it's just a lovely little village. It's just out the way. It's a lovely place to live when you can get out of it. Growing up as a kid, it's like living in a bomb hole. You can't get out. It's just...
Well, for those that don't know, Storm races in the British Superbike Championship for JR Motorsport, and last year you were the youngest person ever to compete in Superbikes.
Youngest ever to keep competing it, and youngest ever point scorer.
All right, ticking off all the boxes here. Then there we go. Sorry, are you still the youngest then? Is anyone
Since then, nobody's...
I'm still the youngest in it.
Yeah, still the youngest in it.
So obviously not the youngest ever still now.
No, but you're still the youngest competitor on the grid. There you go.
I think the record you must have taken was Harry Hartley.
Yeah.
He was... he's the same age as me, I think, but when we were about 17, he stepped up with Halsall. He went similar route to you, stock 600, straight up to Superbikes, and did, I think, first round at Brands Hatch. I remember him, he was battling with John Hopkins, and it seemed a bit surreal because at the time, you go from stock 600 and all your mates, and you would have been the same.
Yeah.
And then the next minute you're on the same grid with, the Josh Brooks and all the top guys. It's a bit mad, but obviously you'll know in this show we'll kind of go through.
It's one of them. You have to bring yourself back to it. I mean, you've raced in the Superbike.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how you dealt with it, but you just see him as another rider when you're riding with him.
Mm-hmm.
But then a Ducati comes past you and it's screaming. You're like, oh, that's Josh Brooks.
Now, I've only met you a handful of times, and you're not thinking that. You're thinking, if I just creep over and just nick his line.
I've got to say that so people think I'm
a nice
lad, yeah.
But my God, you can ride a bike, man. I'm not that's the only arse blowing smoke and situation I'm going through here. But my God, you can ride a bike. The first time I ever saw you were competing with your sister who rides motocross, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does enduro, yeah.
Enduro. So, the first time I met you two, you were competing at the world biggest race, the Moped Mayhem.
Oh, yeah, that's the biggest race ever.
It really is, isn't it? It's
24-hour, World Le Mans.
That's nothing. TT, nothing. You know what I mean? We are talking the cream of the crop go to this Teesside Moped Mayhem. And you and your sister were absolutely annihilating everyone on this like CRF 150 thing, and it was just like everyone just wanted to go home. It was the moped mayhem.
No, it's funny. Like every year, everyone's like, "Oh, are you actually going to do it on a moped now?" Well, tell them to change the rules then.
Well, no, because there's that many. Because you compete. Was that the first time you've done it then? Moped
No,
mayhem?
no, I've done it years and years ago. I haven't done it for like a long time, and then I did it this year. But because I was going to say the first time I did it, which would have been about 10 years ago, you were there then. But I think you were racing out in Spain at the time. You were racing like mini bikes in Spain, and that's the first time I'd actually seen you. Right. And speaking of the one we've just done this year, your sister was there. I didn't even know you had a sister. And then since then, I've
well, don't be making any movements like.
I've been watching her.
I've been chatting to your brother. He's giving us the green light. I think this is
no. I've been watching her. She's got a really good YouTube channel. It's Lola Stacey, isn't it?
Lola Stacey James.
Yeah, that's the one. And she's got a real good YouTube channel on everything like sort of motorbikes, enduro.
The ones she does of me are really good.
But she does some like
point
and stuff, doesn't she? But she's just she's very sort of articulate and just like she's very good on camera.
It's funny, like I've asked her so many times, like, oh, just scrap your YouTube up and just can you edit for me? Like, can you do it for me? And she's like, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it myself. It looks mint. I'm enjoying it. She's like, you just learn how to do it. You learn how to do it. I've tried. It's so hard.
She's really good at tattoos as well, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a tattoo artist. Yeah.
Does she have her own shop? Or
she's got her own shop. Yeah.
Wow, bloody hell!
Proper good.
Fantastic, mate. I feel like we're going to interview her next. Like, bring her up next time. We'll just get the whole Stacey family here. There we go. Fantastic. So, right, I think we should just go straight back to it. We know a little bit about your family life, and like you got a sister. So, where did it all start for Storm Stacey then? I'm going to jump straight in. I heard you were named after a car.
Yeah.
Is that right? Let's go from there. Let's go straight in there.
Not only was I named after a car, my sisters were named after cars as well. So I've got one sister called Alexa, but she was named Porsche originally. That was like the name she had given, but then I don't think her mum liked it and stuff like that. So it's like Alexa.
Yes,
but my dad was like Porsche, like to call her that or something like that.
Can I just say it must be a nightmare being called Alexa. Every time you call the name, it would bing. You'd be like, grab us a cup of coffee. Sorry, I cannot make you a cup of coffee. It's like, not you.
Well, you've just lost a fan.
Oh, and then my sister Lola, she's named after the Lola, like I think they're like NASCARs.
Right.
They were known for like having like big like poles on the back with a spoiler on top.
Fantastic.
And she's named after them.
All our listeners will be on their phones on Wikipedia now going, what's going on?
Take that off the table, because every time you get a Tinder notification, it vibrates. I'm just kidding. Every time you get a text,
I'll turn my vibrator off.
He was talking about the phone, you know that, right? There.
Sorry, so go.
I went straight over your head. There we go.
No, I know, yeah. And she was named after that, and then I was named after the Lister Storm race car. And I actually went to a museum with my dad, and we were like walking around. I paid no attention. He went, "You see that car there? You're named after that." I didn't even know what it looked like. And there's a picture of me like as a little lad, and I'm like next to this Lister Storm. I didn't have a clue what car it was and that. And you never see them anywhere. But in my bedroom, I've got a tyre and rim in my bedroom off a Lister Storm car.
That is cool.
And that is like the car I'm named after. And I've always said, like, if I get my own house, I'll just get a big round piece of glass and then just put it on as a coffee table.
That is
because that's the car I'm named after.
And what's the Lord crack? Is that just
my dad when he raced cars, because my dad did touring cars.
That's the racing connection here. Yeah, right. My
dad used to do touring cars, stock rods like oval racing and stuff like that. But he got to British touring cars. He had a test drive with Nissan, or it might have been Toyota. I'm not sure. I think it might have been Nissan. Or something like that. It was one of the two.
They're both very good names, so yeah it's still impressive.
He had a test drive and with a guy called Andy Reid. Not the Andy Reid at...
Yeah, sorry, at
BSB. Another Andy Reid.
Yeah.
And he's been on Top Gear, he's been on everything, this Andy Reid has.
All right.
My dad did the test with him. I'm from what I remember and what my dad said, he did well. Like, showed him how to drive. Because he was a really good driver. And the guy who was running it was like a knobhead, basically, so my dad said. And by the end of the day, my dad told him to like shove the drive up his arse. And my dad has always said to me, "Don't do whatever like what I did. Like always keep your head grounded. Like just don't do what I did.
Yeah.
Just keep your head down." And I think my dad is he's been a prime example of just crack on and keep your head down.
What's the bridge from cars to bikes then?
Yeah.
My dad sponsored John Ingram to do the TT.
Oh yeah, the Ram.
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago, really. I'm trying when.
He was on a Fireblade. I've got that Fireblade now. Jeff turned it into a track bike for me.
Wow.
Full
Right.
track bike, yeah. It's immaculate now.
When was that? That was a documentary,
year,
wasn't
yeah, I
it?
was going to say that.
Yeah,
year, and that
they did a
bike's-
documentary, yeah.
It's had like a couple of million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
That documentary, and it's Phil Crone that's on it because Phil's in the team like as a tire boy or something. And
Yeah.
it's funny, but
But yeah, I think he knew my dad already, and my dad had sponsored him, like let him use a motorhome because my dad had one of the biggest motorhome companies in the UK,
Right.
and then he had one of the biggest toy companies in the UK, so like importing toys from China and selling that through Christmas. He'd be flat out, birthdays,
hell.
everything. He did well, and yeah, it was booming. We went riding, we enjoyed it and shit, and yeah, he sponsored John Ingram to do the TT.
Do you know what year? Sorry, it's really bugging me what year that is. Well, after
It
YouTube,
will-
it's on YouTube. Like we're saying, it's on. It's really bugging us.
well, how old would you have been at the time? Then
Yeah,
you can
I
easily
don't know.
look
I wouldn't have been riding bikes. I
Not
reckon-
even motocross, not pit bikes, nothing like
I must
that.
have been about.
I'm going to say it was around 2008, 2009.
Must have been. Oh.
No.
as a guess.
2012.
Okay.
Right.
Because the Fireblade's 2012. Why didn't I think that?
There we are.
It was a brand new bike that year. Why didn't I think that?
So how old were you then? We're going through the numbers game here. This is
Well, here's the mathematician.
Go on then.
Are you 17 now?
17 now.
9.
9 years. So hold on.
fast.
So hold on. So
So when I was 9, I'd
Yeah.
just started on tarmac doing mini motos
right.
in 2012.
So even prior to that, no motocross, no.
Yeah, I did enduro.
Right.
So I learnt to ride when I was 3, and I did learnt to ride when I was 3, and then I did. I started racing enduro when I was 5.
Right.
So
I didn't even know you could do enduro when you were 5.
yeah. And I won the auto junior championship at that, and yeah, I fell out of love with it. I just didn't really enjoy riding bikes.
Yeah.
Like I just got fed up with it.
So yeah, no.
Like I felt like I was being not forced to do it, but it was just something you did.
Because that's really interesting. Because like we're saying, like your dad was like a factory racer in cars. You'd think you'd be bunged in a go-kart straight off the bat.
He asked me if I wanted to do go-karting
Yeah.
and stuff, and I just wasn't really interested. I was always ragging cars around the field and stuff at our house.
I was going to say I've seen
The
videos
amount
of you as like a real small child
Yeah.
ragging like high power, V8s around
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
donuts and all.
Well, my
kinds.
dad. Long story short, my dad went to prison for a few different things, and when he come out, he had a brand new Mercedes McLaren SLR on order for when he come out. So when he come out of prison, he had this SLR, and he was on it.
Imagine his cellmates like that guy. What are you going to do when you get out? See in the car park. That's what I'm driving off in, son.
And,
Incredible.
But yeah, it's one of them. This watch I actually wear. This was my dad's watch, and I remember
Right.
him wearing this every day. And no other watch means this much to me. Like I lost it not long ago, and it proper upset me. But I wear it every day. I got it set to my size. I wear it every day, and I love it. I feel like it's like my lucky charm.
Yeah. Oh.
And I feel like it's my lucky charm. And when he was in prison, he was wearing the watch, and someone come up to him and said, "Can I have give me a watch?" And my dad, being my dad, he's always told me don't stand down to anyone, stand your ground. And he was like, "No, why should I give you my watch?" He says, "Well, you're gonna give me my watch, your watch." Next thing, they're in woodwork with the metal steel toe cap boots. They kicked my dad to the floor, and they kicked all his teeth out, but they still didn't get his watch.
That's not a joke.
If you knew my dad, he had all fake teeth around the front and all on the bottom,
Never.
and he could just take them out. Yeah,
From prison.
yeah.
Jesus,
'Cause
what?
They just booted him straight in the mouth. He's just
My
smashed
Gideon.
all his teeth to bits.
No, I never met your father. Like I saw him at the tracks, and he I tell you what, right, from a country mile off, you just looked at him and went, I want to go for a pint with him.
Yeah.
Because you'd get stories like that straight off the bat. You just think
mate,
that
he
lad's
could
a
tell,
character.
He could tell stories all day, my dad does.
I bet.
Like
Absolutely.
I wish he could be here to like just tell the stories. Like we'd sit
He just
there.
put his teeth on the
Yeah.
table.
No, you'd be out and he'd pull his teeth out a little bit so they'd just be outside of his lips, and he'd go behind people and he'd go like that behind people, and people would be like, what the fuck?
Oh my god,
But
that's
yeah,
brilliant.
It's just little things like that it's just funny. But yeah, he got me into racing. I did the enduro. John started doing the TT. Then I started doing mini motos. I thought, I want to have a go at that. I went at him with an iPad and said, can I have a go at this? And he was like, just me being me, like, oh, could I have a go at this? Could I do this? Could I do that? Being a normal 9-year-old. Oh, can I do this? Can I do that? What's a vagina look like? What do I do? What do I do? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm still asking that question, mate. You know what I mean? So,
just random shit that a 9-year-old does. Like, it's just the norm. They just want to have a go at everything, don't they?
yeah.
So I've gone at him with this iPad saying, can I have a go at this? He's gone, whatever. Yeah, whatever. All right, yeah, can do. Nothing happened.
What was on the iPad?
Mini motor racing.
Just the mini motor, right?
Mini motor racing, a video of mini motor racing.
That's class.
And I said, like, can I have a go at it? And he was like, yeah, we'll go whatever, we can have a look at it. Nothing happened. I was like, I'm going at him again. I've gone at him again with this iPad. And I've said, can I have a go at this? Like, can we do it? Bearing in mind, he'd sponsored John to do the TT. And I was like, I'm going to the racing. I didn't watch the racing. It's only like, I'd say at least 3 years ago, I only started watching racing. You know, like MotoGP and stuff. I wasn't really interested in watching it. Because I was always like, if I go and watch it, I want to ride.
Aye.
So why would I put myself through that torture?
Yeah, but you probably just watch it now to learn from it rather than...
Yeah, I do watch it now, like now and again. But even you said you don't watch the MotoGP that much.
No, not this year.
Yeah, it's like...
And he's a reporter on the news. And
I should
that's
be,
a bit... You should be.
No, you're just busy and you
that's
prioritise.
come from me.
And like,
Well, it's like,
for me, I prioritise
you know,
BSB over...
with working
No, good eye.
5 days a week.
5? Lazy fucker, aren't you? 7 days in a week, son. Use them.
Yeah. Calm down. But yeah, I'd gone at him again with this second time with the iPad, and yeah, nothing happened again.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the... Like, I just want to have a go at this. Third time, went at him. Dad, I want to go at this. I want to do this. I want to see what it's all about. All right, leave it with me. Well, I left it with you the last 2 times. But yeah, go on then. Yeah, let's do it. Come on. He spoke to a few people who does it. There was a guy called Chris Spink, his name was, and he raced the mini motos and stuff.
What a fantastic name.
He did CB 500s and everything.
Right.
And I still speak to him now because really, at the end of the day, he started my career because he let me have a go on his mini motor and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then yeah, my dad got me a bike off Fraser Rogers' mum and dad.
Sarah and Curly.
Yeah. Is it what?
Sarah and Curly. Sarah's his mum and Curly's his stepdad.
Is it?
Yeah, what?
Oh, well,
You're looking at us as if that's wrong.
I don't know.
Well, his mum.
I didn't know Curly was a name.
No, yeah, his mum. Ian, he's called, but his mum runs the mini moto. Setup.
Oh yeah, Ian.
And so,
yeah.
like, you know, if you go and buy a mini moto
yeah,
now,
we went there. Yeah.
you go to Lavington and Sarah shows you how to think.
Yeah,
it's funny
that's what we
because traditionally in the paddock, it's mainly dads sort of working on the bikes, and the mums would be like very often doing like
the hospitality,
the other side of things. Where with that setup, it's actually the reverse.
She's the man.
Ian does all the Ian does more of the like organising and the like desk work, and Sarah's very hand. It's funny when you see because you'll walk around the paddock and Sarah will be like stripping bikes apart and like yeah.
She's got the Dremel out of the tab. There you go. Let's do the header bit.
You want something grinding down, do you?
That's it.
She gets stuck in on the tools. And,
yeah, she does. To be fair.
Sarah's always been involved with like grassroots. When I started the Super Teens, I remember she was in the office getting everyone's leathers out, and she's been a massive part of everyone that's went through the system, really, hasn't she?
Yeah.
And
I brought this bike and went and had a go at it and did my first ever season, and I won the first ever season I did with Fab Racing. I went there at Landau. I don't know if you ever went.
Yeah, I know Landau.
Yeah, Landau, yeah. I went there, had an orange bib on first session, did one session, and they went, well, you obviously don't need the orange bib. So took that off, went round, won the race, and then won the whole championship. But there was some, like, calculation or something with it, and I ended up tying with Dan Jones. He does Moto2 now in BSB, and I tied with him. And yeah, ideally I should have won it, and my bike got stripped that year and everything. That's one reason why I don't go and do fab racing anymore, because it's like just so serious. You know, like you just want to go and ride your pit bike, don't you? And like you just want to have a laugh, but not threaten to get your pit bike stripped and stuff, because that's just, you've got to rebuild it.
Aye, that's the thing.
Because when I came through, there was only really fab racing ran alongside the British Mini Moto Championship, and but the British Mini Bike thing wasn't really a series back then. Yeah. Now is it a case of is it like Thundersport and Bempsey, where you've got British Mini Bikes as one paddock and fab racing as another? Is that how it works?
Yeah,
I think yeah.
I did the fab racing and did that season, and we were like, well, there's nothing else to do. Like, you have to do fab racing. And then NMRC started, which is British Mini Bikes now.
Right.
And
so that's split off from fab racing type of thing and set up by themselves.
Yeah. Alan Lord runs the British Mini Bike Championship now.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, we started with NMRC and started doing that with Mini Motos back when they did Mini Motos. I don't think they even do them now.
It's not really. It's Mini Motos hasn't really got that field anymore. It's definitely P8 with the Oval League, you know, that little championship, and then obviously the pit bikes from Sai Motos, and then you've got the Bucci. Like, it seems a lot more concentrated on, quite frankly, bigger, better products that all ages can get on. And it's definitely good. I tell you what, the pit bike scene is just going from strength to strength to strength.
Do they still do the mini sidecars at Fab?
Fab, yeah, they do.
Yeah. I only discovered them. They look savage. I would love to. Honestly, they look mental. You know, at first, I saw one of them on the old face tube there, and I'm thinking, that's not real. There's no way that's real.
If anyone's listening that's got one, if you wouldn't mind getting in touch and letting us
absolutely hammer the crap out of it.
Book a track date like Teesside or something, and we'll definitely come down.
No. I tell you what though, whoever's going to do that's going to regret it later in the interview, because this lad is absolutely savage on a pit bike. You can fully slide, like there's a photo, I think Teesside Autodrome have got it like their wallpaper. It's you fully locked up, drifting it into the fastest corner, whatever it is, fully knee down.
Teesside's seen some action from me.
My God, like your actual bike control is just hell. Like, how do you even do that on a pit bike? Every time I've attempted to slide a bike in on a pit bike, it's been followed by a high side, to be fair. It's like, boom, straight over the top. So, because you really do keep your hand in on the pit bikes, you're constantly on the bike.
Yeah, I try to ride the pit bikes as much as I can. Like, they're good. They're really good. When I was racing in Spain, because I did the pit bikes, I did the mini bikes, and then I moved up to pit bikes with NMRC, and they give me dispensation, let me do it. And I think the biggest thing in my career was just battling with blokes. Being on a pit bike as a kid, battling with blokes.
That's the thing, isn't it?
And my dad didn't care. Like, he cared, obviously.
It's just safety.
But he knew I could take the shit. I could elbow blokes out the way. I'm not bothered.
So what age was this then? So 9, you pestered with the iPad?
I'll have been 10.
You would have been 10. So
I'll have been about 10. Yeah.
Mopping up, hopping on a pit bike.
This was on my dad's company's pit bike. Hawk Moto, it was called. It was an absolute bag of shit. It was so bad. But it handled proper well. It handled like a road bike.
Mint.
It wasn't like a pit bike. It was just a big heavy thing, and it was like it had this 140 motor in it. And yeah, I loved it. And I didn't win anything. I didn't do that, but I was battling all the time. I was battling with people, and I was having proper close battles with people, like close racing, changing directions all the time, proper fast. Overtaking people where you shouldn't be overtaking, hitting barriers. You learn lessons from it. There's a few lads coming through now, and the dads message me and they'd be like, oh, what do you think's the best thing to do for me kid? Like, what should I do?
Yeah.
And I tell them and they don't listen to me.
Well, go on a pit bike.
Yeah. I always say, just get them on a pit bike. Because anything they ride after a pit bike is going to be fucking better than a pit bike.
It's factory, isn't it? Stable.
I've found this. Most people, when they ask you for advice, they're not really asking for advice.
Yeah.
They're just wanting they want you to confirm what they're going to do anyway. So they'll, in that case, they'll have an idea of what they want to do next, and they kind of just want you to confirm that. What's up?
And then my legs are sticking. Can you not hear it through the mic? They keep going.
I didn't want to comment at that point, so there you go. But
So you went over to Spain on the pit bikes?
Yeah, I did. There's a thing called LEM, where they do like sliding on KX 65s, but that's like gym for Spanish riders. Like that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the competition in Spain is so much higher than England, because you see car parks in, you think, oh, I'd love to ride on that. In Spain, they are riding on them.
Yeah.
They've got their own quarters where they go every Thursday night or Wednesday night. They go and ride. They train. That is what they do. That is their homework.
It's like that. Lorenzo's dad's got one at Cartagena, and
Yeah.
when you test there on a night, like
Yeah,
car
Cartagena.
parks,
Yeah, I've done it at Cartagena.
car parks of little kids come out after school, get the
They
mini
can
bikes
barely
out,
walk.
and they're like crashing on. They're like teaching them to like find the limit at like 4,
And they
5-year-olds.
got me to do that. I had a go at doing it. It was funny. I was there and I'm like doing it, and I've got a big bottle of Coke that I'm drinking while I'm doing it. And the actual trainer comes up to me, takes a bottle of Coke away from me, and puts a bottle of water in my hand.
that's the thing. Even at that age, it's like condition training, isn't it?
Yeah.
Getting them on the diet, getting them everything like that. That's
By the way, have you seen Cartagena's in a bit of trouble at the moment?
Is
There's
it?
like big
Really?
petitions on Facebook. I think it's looking like it's possibly going to be closing down for. Someone said something about they're having problems with their local council. But if I shared it on Facebook the other day and literally nobody commented, I said like what's going on and nobody commented. But it's all in Spanish and my Spanish isn't too good.
I think that's because we need to be forced to a better track.
But yeah,
It's so bumpy.
you're not a fan then of Cartagena.
No, I love it. It's just it's a proper bumpy track, isn't it?
since they resurfaced it, I'm not a fan, to be honest. I loved Cartagena. It was one of my favourite tracks.
I haven't got very good memories there, to be honest.
Since they've resurfaced it, it's sketchy as hell.
Not crashes or anything like that. I don't think I've ever crashed there, but 2018, no, 17. I was moving from the standard class that I was in, youngest ever BSB winner, and
That is good. That is good, isn't it?
And then
he's had this conversation a million times, hasn't he? Let me just squeeze on it.
I'm not speaking to you.
Yes, you are.
And then I moved up to the open class, and I was gonna
6 race wins and 2 lap records.
You know how we do it.
Who's counting?
No, I'm not. I moved up to the open class, and I was going to ride for Gary Dawson in the open class.
Oh yeah,
And we went out testing in Spain at Cartagena, and he passed away on the way back from the track.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
Gary Dawson from Replicast.
Replicast Racing, yeah.
Right.
Obviously, people who know BSB, you generally know Gary.
Yeah.
Because he was always in the paddock. He was always someone that would help you out with anything.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think it was... I just lost my dad a bit before that. And then, yeah, we went testing in Spain. And my mum was like, are you sure Gary's okay? Like, this year's going to go ahead, isn't it? Like, not being horrible. Like,
Yeah.
He's not going to pass away, is he?
What you asked before? Oh, was he in bad health?
Because he wasn't very well.
Right, got you.
Right.
And we've gone to Spain testing and stuff, and he wasn't very well. He was in a wheelchair. He was like, he was loving it though. He was so happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dennis Foggia,
Can't say I've heard that.
Moto 3 rider. He rides for Rossi now.
Okay.
All right.
VR46. I was beating him on Gary's Honda prototype, and he was on Rossi's VR46 KTM.
Yeah.
And I was beating him. And all I could see was the biggest smile on Gary's face.
Mm.
It was just amazing.
And so, sorry, was this? So you'd finished the pit bikes.
Yep.
And was it around that time your dad passed away when you were still on the pit bikes?
No, that was 2016. My dad passed away.
Had you done a year in the standard class first?
I had done 2 to 3 years in Spain,
Right.
doing Moto 4s. We converted a bike, like made it to be their regulations. We got an RS 125, and put a CRF 150 engine in it, and that made a Pre-Moto 4 in Spain.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did that for a bit, but the bike wasn't very competitive. It was just...
So hold on, we've gone from Teesside banging around elbows, and your dad's like what? I want to go to Spain, and it was how did that your whole life go from that with a family and everything?
As soon as we saw the way they were training in Spain, it's like, you need to be in Spain.
Did you move out there?
Do you know, that's what I was just about to say. Do you know Gordex?
Yeah.
My dad nearly brought Gordex.
Really? That's where Graham Gowland ended his career.
Oh, the circuit.
Yeah.
So I've never even actually heard of that.
They do the Red Bull rookie tryouts there.
Right.
I've heard it's quite dangerous there. I've never been, but I've heard it's quite a sketchy track.
It's a very slippy track.
Is it?
It's not the grippiest of places, but it's got everything. It's like such a lad's track.
Yeah.
Like if you were to buy
very, very, very sexist.
Is what I could say if what's it called now? Like if Budweiser had their own circuit, it'd be Gordex.
Yeah.
Like it's got everything. It's got a little lodge in a cave. It's got a mansion over the back. It's got a runway. It's got a Supermoto track built into the track.
Guinness, isn't it?
No, you're both wrong. It's Carlsberg.
Yeah, Carlsberg. That's it.
I was trying to keep the conversation going, Chrissy, as a professional here, and just let the flow of the story go. And you're just like, actually, Bellend, it's not Budweiser, it's Guinness. No, you're not. Wrong. So anyway, it was about to buy this circuit, like to the idea of moving over there with you to get
thinking about it.
wow,
to move there. But it was like, it's mega money, really big money.
That goes without saying. So how did that? So you spent how many years out there? Sorry, like racing. 3 years.
3 years, I think. Yeah.
So how did
that?
But
what we were doing was we were taking a fifth wheel out there. So like you were saying earlier, fifth wheel. We had a big one. You could fit like 6 bikes in the back of it, and it's like a house inside.
Yeah.
It was like a house. So we'd take that over there, and it was funny. Like my dad used to sit there doing 90 mile an hour with this big fifth wheel on.
I take it they're supposed to do like 60, 57, is it?
50.
Is it?
Yeah, 50
what was
mile an
towing
hour.
it? But by the way,
An
a fifth wheel is an
Isuzu 2 litre pickup.
Pardon me, shut up, man. Really?
Yeah.
Fair play to him. So like a fifth
He's
wheel
sitting
for people
there, cruise control, rolling a fag while steering with his knee, doing 90 mile an hour, rolling a flag, licking it, and like
90 mile an hour.
Bang! The tyre blows out. We're cruising along at 90 mile an hour, and the tyre blows out. I think he blew like quite a few tyres out that time.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So how was that? So,
but we lived over there in that. I've got a video on my phone where he's in the bathroom and he's got a toilet roll thing like that goes on the floor and you just keep slotting them on.
Yeah.
And they like build up. He's got one of them and he's using the bottom of that, squishing a load of clothes in the bath, like washing them out. And I'm going, "What are you doing, Dad?" He goes, "Doing a bit of dollying." And that's how we were living in Spain.
My God, we were just school at this point.
Oh, I'd left school. Well,
so your dad dragged you out of school?
Yeah, I was at school, but we were getting threatened to get fines, everything. But if I'd have played,
years.
But if I'd have played football, it'd have been a different story. If I'd have played football, I'd been able to have as much time off as I wanted.
So, 3 years, was it just you and your dad for 3? That is.
How old were you when you left school?
Officially left school, I was 13. After my dad passed away, because I just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to be somewhere you didn't want to be, and you're not happy. It's like my mum was like, "Let's just take you out," because I was racing that much as well.
Yeah.
I keep hearing my stomach through this thing.
The mega sensitive. To be fair, I do edit them, so you probably won't be able to hear it, so don't worry about
it. But yeah, we were like racing all the time, and my mum was like, "Yeah, we'll just take you out of school, like homeschooling." I never once did any bit of homeschooling, but I don't think it was a good thing, but I don't think it did me bad. I think it got me more on the path of life, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I bet you learn more. That's
a lot
the thing.
more.
You learn a lot more
you can't
in
say
3
much
years.
Because the teachers are
No, but for me that I'm not the school's obviously very important, but it's a system, isn't it? But if anyone could have that opportunity to have 3 years with their dad in Spain racing bikes, you can learn later on.
Don't get me wrong, I wasn't out there continuously for 3 years. We were coming back and stuff like that. But we'd do like a few months over there.
Wow.
Like riding supermotos with Brad Binder and stuff like that. Like as a 11-year-old on a 450 CRF. Riding with Brad Binder at 11 years old,
And obviously, you looking back and with what
and I think that's like the reason why I don't ever get arm pump, because my dad had me on big bikes as a kid.
Straight off the bat.
Obviously, you would never have known what was going to happen with your dad. But looking back, I guess it's some people get to like 50, 60, and they've never spent any quality time with the parents. They've spent the whole youth wanting to be away from the parents.
Well,
then they get away from
that's the one thing I've always said since he passed away. It's like I did more with my dad as a kid than most people ever will in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went to America 3 times, flat tracking, doing flat track. I did
as in you racing.
Yeah, I did flat track nationals and I finished 4th. Like, and that's America. Like that is their thing.
Incredible.
And I finished 4th, and I'll have been younger than 13.
So like, wow.
And I was racing against like 17-year-olds.
So what, like, what's interesting is like your dad was like, yeah, we'll go mini bike racing. Oh, we're going to Spain. So like, at what point did he say to you just like this? You're going places.
No,
that's
I was
that's
just
a proper
about.
dad.
I was just about to say, like, while I was flat tracking in America and stuff, I think I did so well because I never got like praised. Like, it was always like he expected me to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you were on it because you should be. Like, you're fast.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, you'd be like, well done, like mint weekend, like you were on it this weekend, like mint, like good to see you happy, like enjoying it and stuff. Because you have a shit weekend, you're down, you don't want to do it, you're like, I can't be arsed.
Yeah.
But then when you do have a good weekend, it's like, yeah, mint. But I think 2016, towards the end of that season with the standard Moto 3, I wasn't getting very good results, and I'm not. Like, we weren't getting very good results. It wasn't going very well. My dad didn't come to a few rounds at the end of the season. Like,
right.
And you can already tell from the story, my dad came to everything.
Yes,
And it all went a bit sour. Like, he waited till the end of the season. And yeah, well, I may as well tell the story. Like, we'd done the season finished, and we were like chilling through the winter season, and I'd like be going to school, be like, see you in a bit, Dad, like, see you in a bit, love you, like, give me a kiss, like, I'll see you later when I get back.
Yeah.
And I would sit for hours just speaking to my dad, just about random shit, like, just like your dad. You just speak to him. If someone was up, you'd speak to your dad. Yeah. And that's what I did. I used to just sit and speak to him for hours. And yeah, this one day, me and my mum went shopping. And I said, like, see you in a bit, Dad. Like, see ya. And he went, see you in a bit. Like, it was just a bit blunt. And he was like, see you in a bit. And we, like, went away, and my mum went, oh, do you want anything? He went, yeah, can you get us a pair of slippers? Like, can you get us a pair of new slippers, because he's worn his old ones out. And we'd, like, gone away to go and get these slippers, and I'd been out, and then we'd come back home, and we were like, oh, where is he? Like, where's he gone? My mum, because I lived on a farm with 2.6 acres.
Right.
So we had motocross tracks
a lot of
and
space,
stuff.
Yeah.
And my dad wouldn't go out with like his fag's phone keys. That was it. Fag's phone keys in that order.
A man of a system.
He wouldn't go out without them, and they were all on the side. So it was like, fucking hell. So he's not in there. He's not in the sofa. He's not in the living room. Went to his bedroom. Quilts had been ruffled up. He'd been in bed. My mum went for a walk around the field to see if he'd like tripped over something, because he had a heart condition. And I was literally at the physio, the thing on Friday, the fitness test. I said, the physio guy said, have you got any heart conditions? Mm-hmm. And I went, not that I know to. And he said, have you family? And I said, yeah. Well, my dad has. My dad did, and his dad did as well. The same thing.
Right.
So it's not looking good for me, like, but I seem to be all right. Like,
wait, you're a British Superbike rider. Yeah. You're going strong, mate. You're going good. You're going good.
Well, my dad was in touring cars.
But he sat down.
And yeah, my mum went for a walk around the field, like, to see if he'd like got out of breath or like just fallen over and something like that. Looked in one of the sheds, he wasn't in there, and then looked in one of the top sheds, and and he'd hung himself off one of the beams in the shed, yeah. And you didn't expect it. Like, why did he do it? He'd never left a note, nothing, just no reason at all as to why he'd done it. But he suffered with bipolar quite bad, and so do I. Like, I mean, I know we all get depressed. We have like deep times where we're not very happy and stuff. But I suffer with it, and I don't really do a lot about it. I haven't been to see a doctor or anything like that, because I don't feel I need to, because I can always bring myself up. I can always make myself happy, because tomorrow's another day. And yeah, I was in the house at this point, and I heard my mum screaming, and I was like, fucking hell, like, best go and check, see what's up. And I've, like, gone out. She's on the phone to the police, like, screaming, like, can you get like an ambulance here? Like, get here now, like, screaming. And I'm like, where is he? I'm 13. I ain't got a clue what's going on. And she's like, he's in there. And I've like gone to like look in there, like why is he in there? Like, what's he doing? Like, is he being silly? Like, what's he doing? And she's like grabbed my arm, and she's like holding me back. Like, don't go in there, don't go in there. I'm thinking like maybe he's just fallen over in there or something. Like, he's, at worst, he's died. He's fallen over. He's hurt himself. And she's on the phone to the ambulance. That's what I thought. And she's like pulling me back. And she looked like slipped grip. She like slipped like in her hand. And I managed to like get free. And she's like on the phone. And she's like chasing after me. And she like stopped trying to get me once I got to a certain point. And I've like looked round the corner. And he was just there. It's like, he was just looking at me. It's horrible. Like, I don't.
Fuck, mate, I'm so sorry, dude.
I can see it, but it's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's life.
Mm. Were you 13 at the time?
I was 13. Yeah.
Mate.
No, every single person's got like things are happening in everyone's life, but for somebody to go through that at that age is like, it's you can't like, without going through it yourself, you just can't even comprehend.
Just being 13, going out with your mates, and your dad's just killed himself, and there's no reason as to why he's done it. Why has he done it? Like, I've stopped asking myself now, like, why has he done it? Because I've always said with suicide, there's only one end. It's horrible to say, but if someone wants to do it, there's only one end. If they want to do it, they're gonna do it. And he was going to do it. And I look at it like this way. I don't think it's a very good way to look at it, but he had this heart condition, and I think the doctor said he had about 5 years to live already.
Right.
Because he went to London all the time having heart checks and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure he needed a heart transplant to like survive. And he would have been on gas and air. I don't think he should have even been driving. But he was like taking me to the racing and stuff like that, and yeah, I can't.
Have you only learned about? Or were you aware of that at 13 with the?
Not really.
No, it was. This is after the fact.
Yeah.
Oh, God love you, mate.
And I kind of look at it like, say, if he didn't do that, would he still be here now? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, he obviously done it to like not put us through it.
Yeah.
But it's just. It is what it is, isn't it?
Do you know if
he always told me, life is life. Everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not. It shouldn't have happened, but everything happens for a reason. It has made me a lot stronger since it happened.
But your dad has done an outstanding job with you, mate. Because you're in the paddock, you've always got a smile on your face. You wear daft fucking clothing. you're going around with top hats and pointy shoes and all sorts. But
I've always said, like, my dad had his mottos and stuff like that, and stuff he'd lived by, and I have always said, no one's gonna look at you as the kid wearing a tracksuit, full tracksuit. They're just gonna think, what the fuck's, like, it's just what a snotty brat he is. So if I come to a race meeting in a full suit, checkered suit, waistcoat, top hat, why is he wearing that?
Mate, honestly, I just think it's brilliant. You scream confidence, and I had no idea about that, and I just think your dad has just done a really good job with you, mate. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, I mean, not
Well,
even a lot, I mean, a
it's
huge
one of
amount
them,
of people.
like I was saying to you before we started this, like when I get with girls and stuff, and they're like, why aren't you bothered that we've just broke up? And I said, because I have had so much shit happen in my life. This is minor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No offense. I'm just kidding.
You know what I mean? Like it's just, it's nothing.
You get a
is it?
perspective,
Yeah.
a different perspective of things, and it's one of the like I said, like nobody should have to go through that at that age, but the fact that you've kind of you've moved
But then
on.
again, like I say, my dad passed away. It was horrible. I was crying every night. Like, I want to see him, and that's all blown over. Well, not blown over, but I'd gotten used to living with it. He's passed away. I'm not going to see him. We go testing in Spain with Gary, and I was really close with Gary, and then Gary passed away on the way back from Spain. So it was literally like fucking just a double jab.
Oh, man.
It's just horrible.
And as at that age, because we were sort of chatting about this earlier as well, coming through the ranks, especially around that sort of the first step in BSB, so like the Moto3 time, that's at the time where it's difficult to get much sponsorship to cover it, and it's mainly either people who have got real good sponsors, or people who have got either a wealthy family or a very committed family. That's the only way you can really go and race.
Yeah.
And for that to happen, obviously, with your dad at that age, for you to then continue to race is, it's. I presume a lot of people must have jumped in
It's like
to help.
Brent have got me in this frame of mind now where anyone I speak to, they could possibly give us money. Do you know what I mean? That's how Brent is. Like, I'm not saying he's a greedy bastard, but you need all the help you can get.
It's the professionalism of it.
I spoke to
commercially.
Yeah, I spoke to my mate the other day, and he works for a truck company, and they help these lads. I'm not going to say any names, but he helps these lads, and these lads said, "Would you be able to sponsor us more money because it's more expensive?" And the guy who owns this company said, "Why would I? You're not going anywhere. You just what are you trying to do?
Yeah,
you're just riding bikes. You're doing what I'd want to do."
Yeah.
But I'd be paying for it. So when you've got people like that, and you've got people like me and Chrissy and you that are trying to go to the next step, trying to go as far as you can, but then you've got people that are doing it as a hobby, but working it as a job.
Yes,
So I said to my mate, I said, well, you need to tell him about me. You need to speak about me. He knows who I am. I like his shit on Facebook. But with sponsorship nowadays, you've got to be friends with them. Because most people will help you through friendship, not a business side.
Oh God! That goes without saying, isn't it? Yeah, that goes without saying.
So it's just it's just such a hard thing. Like, and when that Gary did pass away, thankfully, AD Mason at Fireplace Warehouse, the green Moto3s, he took me on, and I rode for him for 2 years.
Right.
And we funded that with like bit drips and drabs of money we had left, and stuff like that, because
I remember that you were a tall lad on those bikes, weren't you? And you did really well to tuck in at that point.
Was it a similar sort of time you were in the British Talent Cup as well?
Yes, I did the Open class, and then they started the British Talent Cup class, and I did British Talent Cup and Moto3 and BSB. But British Talent Cup was free. So if you're in that, you just had to pay hotels and travel and stuff like that. So that was all right.
Yeah.
So it was like a free championship, but that got really hard between me and RST.
Right, yeah.
They kind of cut my deal down because I was wearing Alpine Star and having to wear shark helmets because that's what you had to wear. And I got an email off them saying, we're not going to give you as much this year because you're doing British Talent Cup. I said, but there's nothing I can do about that. I would wear RST every single day of the week if I had a choice.
Yeah.
I think they're mint. They do everything you ask for.
Oh, God, amazing.
They're
amazing.
amazing
company.
Shout
out, they are all RST riders. Yeah.
Well, we're all RST riders, aren't we? They're mint. And I've been with them ever since I come to England. Neil Hodgson sorted the deal out for me because Neil used to manage me.
Shut up, man.
Yeah. Do you not know that?
These like it's mint. It's just a different chapter every time.
I say manage. I will have been about 12, 13, so there's not much to manage. But it's nice to say you had Neil Hodgson helping you.
Yeah.
I still speak to him now, before the start of the season in BSB, I called him up and I said, what do you think? What's your honest opinion about me going on this Superbike? And he said, just take it steady. He said, just don't rush it and make sure it is the decision you want to do.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's done it.
Neil actually did the same step. He went from a 125 to a Superbike, I think, as well. I don't think he didn't go middle class.
I was about to say, because we kind of skipped that chat. So British Talent Cup, then you went into Stock 600. Is that correct? Was it?
Yeah.
Stock.
Yes,
Moto
it
3
was,
with
yeah.
By the way, do you know Adrian, Fireplace Warehouse?
I don't.
Adrian, Sarah. Sarah's got I just want to mention this.
Get a plug out there. Go on, sir.
Sarah's got one of
I know
those VR46 transport. The
Crew cab one.
Yeah, what they called
VR46 like
the
edition.
Ford Transit.
Yeah, custom.
They're
Like yours.
absolutely unreal. And when the British Grand Prix was on, she blagged it into the MotoGP paddock and got Rossi to sign it.
I'll be worth a fair bit of money then.
They're
if they listen to this, I have been meaning to call you for ages. But like I said, with work, you just flat out, you don't get a chance to call anyone.
No, you don't.
My car, I rag it that hard that the microphone for the speaker, the audio, has pulled out. So I have to take my AirPods with me every time I want to speak to someone. And most days I forget them. So I can't be calling like people on my phone and stuff. But yeah, I have been meaning to call them and speak to them.
From the Moto 3 days, you were quite big for Moto 3 bike.
Yeah, very
compared to your competitors, yeah.
And so you could clearly see you sort of needed to get on at 600,
Yeah.
and then Brent, I presume, provided the opportunity on the stock 600.
Originally, we went to Appleyards.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we went to Appleyards at the last round. I don't know why we leave everything till the last round. Like, that is so stupid to do. Try and sort negotiations at the last round.
Well, at
of
least you're doing it.
BSB.
That's the main thing, isn't it?
And
There you go.
yeah, we went to Appleyards. We had a meeting with them and stuff. And yeah, it all seemed good. I was going to do stock 600 with Appleyard alongside Jack Kennedy and Brad Jones. Someone even
This is in Stock, sorry.
stock 600.
All right.
Like what they've done this year with Charlie Farrer and Jack Nixon.
Right.
That's
Oh,
what I was
yes.
going to be doing.
Right.
And yeah, it was all looking good. And then last minute they were like, we just can't see this working. Like, they didn't want to do it. Fair enough.
There we are.
It's your team, not mine.
Yeah,
Fair
exactly.
enough.
That's it.
All right, leave it at that. What am I going to do now? What am I going to do? So the guy that was managing me at the time, Kevin Malloy, he spoke to Brent and said, we've got Storm here and he's keen to ride a 600. I'd never ridden a 600. I don't know what the hell they felt like. Never ridden one. I'd ridden... No, I hadn't. I'd never ridden anything bigger than a 450 or a Moto 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm going to go and enter BSB Stock 600. I'm not going to go and do club racing. I'm just going to enter, like, just do it. If you're going to do
Jump
it, do
in the
it.
deep end. Aye, that's it.
Because that's it. My dad's always been like, chuck him in the deep end.
Well, aye.
Because you're either going to sink or you're going to swim, aren't you?
Ah, it's one of those, aye.
So yeah, it was like straight up in Stock 600 doing it. But Brent didn't want to do it. Brent was like, no, not interested, don't want to run another stock bike. I had enough with Taron, doing it with Taron. And he was like, no, I don't want to do it. Because he ran the super sport bike and he ended up paying a fortune with it and stuff like that. And he was like, no, not interested, not doing it. Next thing, we're having a meeting in Bakewell. Like, having a meeting, me, Kevin, my mum and that. And Brent being Brent, I think he was just intrigued. Like, what do they want to do?
Let's scratch the surface and see what the crack
he'd
is.
like
Yeah.
obviously like seen who I was and stuff like that, and obviously probably seen my dad. And yeah, we sat down and have this meeting, and we're like, we haven't got anything. Like, we want to race 600s. I want to do it. At this point, I'm still thinking, do I want to be a full-time racer? Like, do I enjoy racing that much that I want to do it?
Yeah.
Because I think you're always questioning that. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you're always like, do I want to put all into this? Like,
Take the risk.
I don't want to like let anyone down if it didn't make it and stuff like that. It all goes into aspect. Like, I'm a very positive person.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always like, I am going to be world champion. Like, and I know a lot of people that actually know me and they will back me and say, yeah, you Storm is going to be world champion. You know what I mean? So it's like, I am a positive person, but you've always got to have that thought that if you don't make it, you're going to look a cock.
Yeah, right. That's the realistic, and you know that.
Do I want to do this? Do I want to do this?
Yeah.
It's easy to quit before you've started.
There we are. Very deep.
So I've gone with Brent, doing this meeting, and long story short, like I said to you inside, and I'm speaking to your dad, I sold everything. My mum had a motorhome, nice motorhome that we took racing. She sold that. Sold that for the racing. So we didn't have anywhere to stay. Actually, no. Sold that next year. To 2020, she sold that. I sold all my motocross bikes, everything, and we put every last little bit of money we got in. I think my nan and granddad digged in and helped. And like I said to your dad inside, I said, if I didn't do well last year, I probably would have knocked it on the head because I wouldn't have had anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That I give everything for 2019. Everything. Like, I wished I never even sold them bikes, but I had to.
Yes, I did.
To make the grid.
I haven't got any bikes now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I haven't got any supermoto bikes or nothing like that. My motocross bikes, and I can't afford to get another one.
Yeah.
Like, but when I will, I will. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll be straight back to it because I love it. If anyone wants to, like, give me one. It's Storm Stacey 79 at hotmail.co.uk.
Yeah, just got the plugs out the way. There we go. That's good.
If anyone wants to sort me one out. I've beat David Todd.
That was it. I tell you what, that Norton thing was outstanding. But we'll get to the Norton thing later on. So carry on. So you're chucking all your money.
We've got plenty of stuff to talk about still.
Oh God,
yeah, we chucked all the money at it, going at it. Good season. Like I said, I fell out with Jeff. I fell out with the famous Jeff Crust. I came into Brands Hatch, lost my shit, said fucking bike's horrible, hate it. Like, I was proper pissed off. I don't lose my shit. I never lose my shit. But I thought, am I normal that I don't lose my shit? Like, am I normal that I keep calm? I thought, I'm going to give it a go. And I lost my shit. Worst thing I ever did. Jeff took me back. He said, don't ever fucking speak to me like that ever again. And it put me back in my place. And we've been best mates ever since.
There we are.
Speak to Jeff every week, most days a week. And it's just to have conversations, just to keep you sane. Mm-hmm. Just about any random shit.
That's a great mentor to have, Jeff Cross, with his experience. And so
the bike's it's literally conversations from the bike's got new calipers. Oh, I've just got my Reliant Robin running. It can be from anything.
It's probably like, obviously we've had Jeff on the podcast and had all of his stories and his experience and it's probably been very beneficial for you to have somebody there obviously it's not replacing your dad, but to have a strong male role model in your life, to somebody to
give you a slap and put you in your place.
You in your place and have those sort of conversations, and like you can't really think of anyone sort of better to do that. So you'll have
no, definitely. It's a shame he lives so far away from me because I reckon I'd end up seeing him all the time. You know, like,
and
just
no one wants to go to red car. No,
sunny red car, as he says. Says it's always sunny there.
Costa del Red car.
That's it.
He was out on his Triumph Rocket today.
Then he got robbed.
Has he got a Triumph Rocket?
Yeah, the Rocket 3s, the big ones.
Yeah.
When I worked at Superbike Factory Bike Shop, I dropped so many of them. Just pushing them. I dropped them loads.
One of your customers will be listening to this right now going, never dropped, ridden hard, or both. Absolutely.
Nothing. Amazing. Milk. Mint bike. But yeah, he's been out on his Triumph Rocket today. It's got no MOT, nothing on it. He's like gone out on it. He says, I insure it when it gets to the summer.
So you've just grasped out Jeff Crust on Chase the Race, and well done. You'll be getting a knock on the door going, right, son, DVLA, there we go.
Yeah, so back to that 600 it was kind of shit or bust, and you made it work. You did.
End of the year, I did. Went to Cadwell Park. I was running behind the pack, and Jeff always said to me, he said, if you watch the front guys, you get close enough to them, they're all over the place. Like, they're pushing to do what they're doing. And I was behind them at Cadwell Park, behind this front group, and we were going through Hall Bends. Most laps, they were on the grass. They were all over the place. And instantly I thought of Jeff. I thought, he was right. Like, what are they doing?
Who were the front guys then?
TJ Toms, Simon Reed, Kevin Keys, Corey McGreevy, Corey McGlinchey.
Right. None of these are mugs at all.
Yeah, like
seriously fast lads.
Quick, like. And yeah, I was like behind the pack, keeping up with them, and then.
Were you as equally as sketchy at that point to stay with him? Right.
I've always, not to blow smoke up my arse, but my dad always said to me, a smooth rider is a happy rider, and he always told me to watch Lorenzo. Because Lorenzo, whenever he used to break out at the front, he would go. Because no one could dive him, he was in a rhythm, and he'd just go. So I've always been smooth, because if you're smooth, you're not going to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you're just going to keep going fast. So, and one thing I found from Cadwell, which I learnt quite quick, was don't jump the mount.
Giving away all your secrets, aren't you?
That's it, exactly. Like you say, wheels on the deck and you're driving. Have you been around there in a Superbike yet? Because Cadwell didn't happen, did it?
No.
There you are. Sorry, I just chucked a quick fact in there.
But yeah, I was coming over the mount and they were all like, whoa, like getting a wobble on and shit. And I'd just come over it, rear brake it, like scrub it kind of thing. And I would just come in on them so fast. And I didn't think it'd work, but I just kept doing it all weekend and I managed to catch up to them. Like my sector times were quite good through that last sector. And everyone was like watching me and trying to tow me and they couldn't work it out. But all I was doing was not jumping the mount.
Wheels on the deck, getting the drive and off you go.
With the mount, you've either got to send it or don't jump it. That's how it is. Because Josh Brooks can make it work because he absolutely sends it. Because he's jumping past all the horrible bit.
I tell you what, you've cheered me up because I've never jumped it and I've always wanted to, so I'm in his camp.
Well, I jumped it on a Moto 3, mate.
Oh, you shite bag.
And a CRF 450.
There we are then.
Supermoto, when Nora Sport go there.
Right.
I jumped it there.
There we go.
But yeah, Cadwell Park, I was behind him. And then I think, was it Knockhills after Cadwell?
I can't remember.
But yeah, we went to Knockhill and it was like something clicked. But I really like Knockhill. I think Knockhill will probably be a click track for me next year. I really like it because it's like a go-kart track. I know every bump. I took the time to learn it. I took the time to learn how to go over the chicane and stuff. Because on a Moto 3, you've got to be so...
pinpoint.
You've got to be so anal at what you're doing. So look at me while I say anal like that.
Just glazing over here. Just glazing over.
You've got to be so like perfect with what you do because of the bumps and stuff. That when I got there on a 600 and stuff, I was just riding it like a Moto 3. I just threw it round. FP1, I was just P1 straight away by like 5/10.
And that was a breakthrough for you on
Yeah.
the 600. And the rest of that season, I remember there was some real good rounds. Alton Park springs to mind. You were real strong there.
Yeah,
And
Alton Park, I got the double win. Youngest ever 600 winner. Sponsor me, Storm Stacey.
I'm still after a motocross bike if you want to put that in there.
And Supermoto bike. Yeah, Alton Park, double win. That was amazing. Just an amazing feeling again, just to be on the top step again. And then last round, I could have won the championship. It was literally, it came down to the last lap. I could have won the championship in my first ever season in Stock 600. But I think I ended up finishing third in the championship without it all laid and stuff like that. But yeah, it was so close to actually winning the championship. And then
who was the last person to win Stock 6 in the first year? Can you think of anybody?
I don't know if Carl Ride did it. I know he won Stock 600. But
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
did. He would have been the last person. Yeah, Luke Hedger did it before
Did he?
that. Who's been the recent winners? Vickers did 2 years. Who won it last year? I can't even remember. Oh, Ben Luxton. Ben Luxton's done it for years. He was doing it when I was doing it.
Oh, mate, he made Stock 600.
Yeah.
Is there an age limit on Stock 600?
25, is it? 25.
Yes, but if you get top 3, you
move
have
on.
to move out.
Right.
That's why it's called the Junior National Stock 600.
600, got you.
By the way, have you seen they've changed National Stock 1000 to just National Super Stock, and they've dropped the 1000 thing because they're allowing Aprilia 1100s and Ducati 1100s in next year. So it'll be interesting. I know Ian Newton's running the Aprilias. I presume he's going for the new bike, which is going to be an 1100cc. But they can't run their own electronics. They've got to run Motec, like in BSB. So it'll be interesting. I don't know
Will
if
that have
anyone's
to be full whiskey then?
traction control and everything. It's like
No, with the Motec. No. I'm just saying with the Motec, it's limited because it's just all.
It's the same.
It's all
I
feel,
had to
isn't
go
it?
on the stock 1000. Yeah, it's completely different to a Superbike, as you'd know anyway.
and that's Fraser Rogers and Ben Luxton are riding them.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if anyone runs the Ducati as well, because
That's money. A lot of cheddar in that, isn't it? So
They didn't run it before because obviously it has to meet a price
It does,
criteria,
aye.
doesn't it?
I think the main reason was to run a Ducati they have to run the it's like the old 1000 one where they now with the
It
rules
kept
they can-
breaking down with the lad that was on one. wasn't
Luke
it?
Jones
Yeah.
rode a bit for one, but now they can actually run the V4.
Right.
You know, like the same as like what you would. I'm pretty sure that's
so-
right.
Yeah, isn't
No,
that Jordan Rushby riding one?
He races one at club racing. I'm not sure if he's doing BS. It's now eligible for BSB, but they have to run a Motec system, I think, so they won't be able to run the traction control anti-wheelie.
Aye, so
Interestingly, that's the Aprilia's biggest, or has been the Aprilia's biggest strength. The electronics on the Aprilia, you can. So over the last few years, you can set it for every 50 meters of the track.
Never.
So you can change the traction control, anti-wheelie, and all of that for each corner, and engine braking and everything per corner, and it works through GPS.
This is a stock championship.
If you go into pit lane, it through GPS it knows you're in pit lane and puts the limit on. If you pull up on the grid, it knows you're going to do a start, so it puts launch control on for your.
That computer
This is a stock championship.
That's all. I can't remember the guy that works for the Ian Newton, but he's the guy that obviously you need somebody to do it.
You need to be very switched on with a computer to do that, mate.
You could actually do that on the BMW last year, but we never had anybody that was capable of doing it. But you can if you employed somebody to do that full time, you can split it up for, I think it's every 15. Oh, sorry, you could do it. You can split it up if you had like some ways on the computer.
Yeah.
You could do a lot. You could make it a lot more complicated.
I'd say when before the start of the season on the Superbike, I went and tried the Stocker in Spain. First, I did a track day at Donington, and I crashed it first lap. I took the front into foggy S's on the 3 sighting laps with no limits.
It happens to the best
Got
of us.
dispensation to do it.
I bet you felt like a right melon. Go back to the pits.
Melon, that's putting it politely.
And yeah, I took the front, smashed it up a bit. Gear link were there as well, so there was a good gauge to go off once I'd actually got going.
The only way is up.
Ben Curry was there, and
Westy was it?
Westy man.
Westy.
And there was a good gauge, and I was pulling away from Ben Curry, so I was going quite well on the stock 1000 once I actually got to it, and I think that was when Brent and Jeff knew we need to get him on 1000.
Yeah.
And then we went and tested it in Spain. But I think probably the worst thing for me on the Superbike was riding a stock 1000, because them stockers they're so nice to ride. They're smooth, they take the bumps nice, you've got the traction control. I was coming out of Melbourne Loop that day. I dare say Danny had the traction control wound up. I could go full % throttle from just coming out the corner. And it'd wheelie, and I'd the anti-wheelie would kick in a bit. I'd rear brake it a bit. In the end, I told him to take it off because I don't think the anti-wheelie's that good on him. So I ended up just doing it with my foot in the end, and I got quite used to it. Mm-hmm. But they've got the auto blippers on them and everything. I know, obviously, my Superbike has, but they're a very generous bike. There's a lot going for them, the new ZX10.
Yeah.
And they're very comfortable to ride in stock though, because obviously the traction control and stuff on them. Mm. And then when I went straight to Monte Blanco, and I go first lap out on the Superbike, and all I can say about riding a Superbike is, imagine riding a Moto 3 with 220 brake horsepower. Is that what your thoughts are?
Yeah.
They're very stiff.
Because when I went to Superbikes, it wasn't with the same bike, so I went from riding a BMW stock bike to a Suzuki Superbike, so it was really difficult to tell.
Yeah.
Obviously the riding position's totally different, but it was difficult to.
Well, I mean, was that Suzuki
Transfer
really
to
stiff?
compare, yeah, but
Yeah.
the one thing I noticed, and I wasn't sure whether it was the chassis or whether it was the slick tires, but it was very like sort of rigid and unforgiving.
They're not the right bike to ride on British tracks.
I couldn't believe how hard.
But it is what it is, isn't it? It's
how
the
hard
same for everyone else.
You could trail brake.
Yeah.
And like the I don't know if it's the profile of the front tire, but the way you can just you can turn in so late on a superbike.
When you'll have done it, you will have had the good tyres on, wouldn't you? Because everyone was moaning last year about the tyres.
Yes.
But you wouldn't know any different.
Exactly. I don't know any different. And
So
I did have quite a bit of chatter last year.
I was going to say they were moaning with chatter last year.
And I'll be honest, I didn't have a lot of feeling with the front end last year, and we were trying everything.
Mm-hmm.
We raked the front end of the bike that much that when we went to Donington, the front tyre was hitting the radiator when I was braking because we were trying different things. I got black flagged because there was that much smoke coming off the tyre off the radiator.
Brent told us about that.
It's just on the brake, just dragging it in.
But the bike felt mint.
They're nose heavy, them ZX10s. Anyway, I actually like that. You feel over
You're
the
meant to
front
ride
anyway.
them. You're meant to ride them like that, like on its arse with the front high. That's how you're meant to ride them, innit? But I like riding like that. So trying to make it do what it shouldn't do is it's hard.
You're pissing in the wind a little bit on that situation.
It's each their own in terms of setup, isn't it? People.
So
Definitely.
how much style did you have to change? Because me and Chrissy have talked about it loads, and like superbike riders, you've just got to pick it up as quick as you can and fire it.
Yeah.
How much of a transition was that for you then, going from stock 600 Monte Blanco as a ZX10 superbike? Were you just trying to ride it on a tier, or did it come?
Stock 600, a big thing was for me was when it clicked was because Jeff said to me when Jack Kennedy rode for GR on the superbike, he used to eyeside a lot because he would just whack it on. So Jeff said to me, he said, he whacks it on a superbike, what do you think he's doing on that supersport bike? And he's winning. That's all I was doing on the stock 600.
Yeah.
Coming out the corners, bang, just give it. 600 just flat out.
Everyone's going to watch a BSB going, here come the high sides.
Well,
right,
Storm just ran flat out. Bang, in the sky. But
So
that was literally it. That was like a turning point. I was like, just give it everything.
So going on to the superbikes, were you just very conscious of not trying to try and calm that throttle down a little bit and looking at you?
Because them slicks, they go and then they come back and then they just go, fuck you, and then they just try and kill you. Like they do a proper weird tyre.
As your first year,
And because they're that stiff as well.
Right.
As your first year in the championship, you did a very reasonable job.
Thank you.
You hardly crashed all year, did you?
No, but that's the thing though.
I crashed once,
and
on
that is
oil at Silverstone.
So you can't
Exactly.
you can't class that because like anyone would have crashed on that oil. So really, you didn't crash all year. So to get through your first year in superbikes and nice and safe, learning each time and getting some.
Because you can basically say I went for a full year of superbikes and I didn't crash.
People will remember that more.
I battled with Hector Barbara, Peter Hickman, Danny Buchan, Lee Jackson, some big names.
The times are within a fag paper, but you see, the thing is,
nothing.
you could have single-handedly ruined your career. Like Chrissy, like you could have gone out every superbike race. No, like Chrissy says, not like Chrissy, man. Not like no. Sorry, I missed that bit out. So, like Chrissy says, you could have single-handedly ruined yourself by going out, I'm going to try and win. Bang high side, bang. First, knocked yourself.
No,
people wouldn't have given you a bike.
You've got to respect a bike.
Looking back on your first year in superbikes, is it how you thought it was going to go?
Good question.
I don't know.
Did you just not have no expectations whatsoever? And you must have had some idea of where you were going to fit in.
I don't know because it was my first season.
So how, in terms of 1 to 10, how successful would you have classed that as a season? In terms of
yeah,
good.
I got top 13.
You sort of achieved.
Donington.
You achieved what you wanted to.
I was battling inside the top 10 towards the end of the season, and I probably shouldn't say this, but my goal this year is to be in the top 10.
Yeah, good.
And I would always like to have more, and maybe we will. Maybe if we get that set up, maybe we will be up there. Do you know what I mean? But you're not battling round on stock 600s now. You're battling with teams that are ploughing like £500,000 into their bike to be at the front. So you're battling with them. I'm not saying Brent has a shit bike because it is mint. That Kawasaki is no different to the factory Kawasaki that's in there.
But it's not a Ducati. You know,
Them Ducatis are good, like.
that's what I mean. You know what I mean when you're talking about the sheer money element of it. You know what I mean. You can
And we've got a new bikes coming as well next year as well, haven't we? Like the upgraded.
Yeah,
the
the
ZX10.
Kawasaki, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing you two on them.
Well, me and Jeff always said last year there was a few things with the ZX10 that it needed. Like it just needs this, needs that. Could do with more downforce on the front, obviously with the chatter. And we were like, all we needed last year was half a second. We just needed to find half a second to be
in the mix,
to be battling with massive names.
Yeah,
massive
half a second,
names, like good riders, Taryn McKenzie and stuff like that. Like good names. They needed half a second. You put it this way. This
is so good.
This is what I say to people. Silverstone last year, the lap times I was doing, like the pace last year was fast.
Yeah.
Like really fast. Like faster than when Scott Redding was there. Like the pace was that fast.
Yeah.
Because there was no leaders, there was nothing. There was like last year they were going off Scott Redding, how fast he would go.
Yes.
Because he's the boy. Last year, COVID, short rounds, everyone wants to win. Like GP. Marquez is gone, everyone wants to win. That's what BSP was like. So everyone was just on it. Like just flat out. Silverstone last year, the lap times I was doing, I would have won the race the year before by 30 seconds.
Wow.
With the lap times I was doing.
That puts it in perspective.
And I think I was like 0.5 off first that weekend.
That's mental, isn't it? That just shows
that's
how competitive.
Fast the pace is last year.
Well, it was any moments last year where you've seen something special on track, maybe in qualifying or practice, where like somebody came past and like really impressed you?
No, there was. Why no? Yeah, I'm about to tell you something. Let's see. Yeah, not as much in the season because I was at the back. I was trying to go as far as I could. I was battling with people at the back. I was just doing my own thing, so I didn't really see much. And qualifying, everyone would just pull over and not let me follow them. So I was literally like watching a film with no film on. Like I was just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
I was creating my own film. But one thing impressive I did see was when we were testing at a ref, came into the double right, Christian Hidden had just come past me and I was feeling good, like new tyres on. Jeff had just sent me out on new tyres. He said, like, go and smash. Oh, my ear's killing. Go and smash out, like, a good time. Like, go and get some good times.
You can take them off if you want. You don't have to wear them.
No, we're in the zone. He said, like, go and smash some tyres. Christian Hidden just come past me. And this is the point where we're battling with chatter. Like, it wasn't very nice. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You either fucking ride it or you just whinge about it.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do the best I could. I was moving my style forwards, backwards. In the end, I was loading the front too much. So once I stopped doing that, I was using more rear brake through the corners to load the rear end more so it'd pull more weight off the front. And it got better. I didn't say it had gone, it got better.
Yeah, manageable.
It was better. So Christian Hidden's come past me. I'm like, yes, sick. I'm going to tag onto the back of him. He's on this Ducati. Bang, 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 bang. He's gone into this double right. I've gone in, and the front just folded on me. And I thought, oh, well, how did he just do that?
Yeah, how was he? You're sliding on your face going, where's he going?
Well, no, I didn't crash.
Right.
I took the front, and then it gripped and come back. But I was like, well,
how's he making it? And
how did he do that? Because I've always been like, if you're following someone, well, they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So I followed him. Well, he can do it, I can do it. And the front went. And at that point, I was like, fucking hell, what can I do?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, just doing what I can. And
Back to the boardroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to try again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, all season we were battling with chatter, but so was everyone else. It's not just me. I'm not saying it was just me. Oh, everyone should feel sorry for me. Bike was chattering. Well, it's not. It was everyone.
Yeah.
And I was struggling with it just like everyone else was. But yeah, it is what it is.
Do you know? Not long ago, we were down at the Stouff, it's like Stouff
Yeah.
UK, the factory which is near Sheffield.
Oh,
near
they're thinking about getting like a pit bike track round there. You know.
Are there?
Yeah.
What, in the car park?
I mean, I was thinking like get my CRF done because when was that fitness test on Friday? Brent was talking about speaking to someone about a pit bike track or something
All right.
for you to go riding. Apparently, you've been doing some work there. There's a pit bike track there or something.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not to do
Yeah.
with stuff though. But yeah, when we're down at South HQ, Brent brought a simulator.
I am confused.
I'll tell you after the pod. But Brent brought a simulator, which was it's the Moto Trainer.
Motor trainer, yeah.
It's on Instagram, Facebook, and stuff. If anyone wants to check out,
Amazing
basically
piece of
they
kit.
put the super stock bike into it's like a front wheel clamp and a rear wheel, and it's set up with so the front brake is set up with a like a pad. So when you pull the front brake, it sends a signal which drops the front forks.
Yeah, it had like a clamp to the top of the headset, like stock bit. Yeah,
The
that
yokes.
bit. Yeah, the yokes. That's the one. Onto that, down to a wire which like pulled the front end of the bike down when you brake.
To simulate like the front
Like
dropping.
you're braking.
And everything's wired up, so all of we didn't actually put the back brake in the gear shifter, but you can do that. Yeah, no bother. And basically you watch a lap of somebody else doing, like, say, Silverstone or whichever track you choose, and then your goal is to simulate what's going on. So you're not actually
making the telly.
Your input, like for example, if you roll the throttle, the screen just keeps going flat out. But the goal,
I'm a tart.
the goal is to basically
You can go left on a right.
Yeah.
The goal is to try and match what's happening on screen, and then
that makes sense.
after you've done the lap, it like shows you the telemetry of like the throttle, the brake, the gears.
How close you were to them.
Interesting.
And you have to kind of match that. Now, I thought unbelievable technology, really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I think obviously you use the same muscles to throw the bike, because you are throwing your actual bike left to right. So in terms of
with no like
when you throttled
no engine.
When you throttled it, the bike could pick up.
so it simulates that. So like say if you leant over, if you try to just pull the bike up with your abs, it wouldn't feel realistic. But if you touch the throttle, it brings
So
your
it
bike
actually
up.
simulates
But the
engine
down-
inertia.
Yes.
So actually
the downside
gyroscopic
to
effect.
it was double right at a ref, double lefts at Silverstone. You'd go round the corner, you'd give it a little bit, and the bike would go, and
So,
you're still down the side. You go to the next left because it's a double left, and you can't get it back down because it's just pulled it upright.
Now, if you were, I think were there about 12 grand or 20 grand, I can't remember.
Something like
But
that.
I think say if they're 12 grand, if you had sort of 12 grand spare,
I don't think they're that
sponsor
much.
us.
I think they're about the price of like an enduro bike. if
I
I
thought that
remember right.
let's
About
just
8
say
grand or
12
something
grand.
like that.
If you had 12 grand spare and you raced,
We'll get you
and
a
you
discount.
and you say put it in your garage, it would be probably better training than say doing press ups or gym work, because you are you could do like a race distance.
Even
and
if
simulate.
it wasn't, even if you didn't have the screen, nothing like that, you had your bike linked up to something like that, and you just throw it from side to side, that would be the best workout you could do.
Yeah, for using the same muscles and stuff. Now, it won't take much, but all what they need to do is set it up like a PlayStation, so that whatever you do with the controls, it then does that on the screen. Because
But you can link Xbox up to it and stuff.
can you?
Yeah.
Right. Well, once they get that sorted, and that'll be
Get back to us.
that'll be unbelievable. But obviously, there's a process for like making things work, and they're in that process, and it is really impressive. But it's a little bit more work, and it'll be absolutely unreal. And even just to have like at the track, for like people to have a go on and get fixes.
Now, to be fair, I'm glad you actually brought this up, because at first I looked at that and it looked like a bit of a gimmick. That's the truth. Just looking at you like that, you thought that doesn't. Now that you've explained, when you're hitting the throttle, it's lifting up. You think it doesn't look like it looks. Look like an expensive gimmick, but to be fair, it doesn't sound like it
it's a
at all.
proper piece of kit.
Yeah, and it sounds bloody brilliant. Jeez, I'm just kicking the table out with the gaff.
Well, it's one of them, like, going back to my dad when he raced, he would play a game called Toka Touring Car. Like, really old game.
Yeah.
But he would play that to go round these tracks, to learn them, to know where he's going. It's exactly the same with that motor trainer.
Yeah.
If you can get the track on there with an onboard footage, you can do as many laps as you want round there. You're actually on a bike.
But that's how people have
So
done it.
that'll be the closest thing you can get to actually going round.
Imagine doing that at the TT. Oh, I must get this question in then. Any thoughts about the roads then for the future? No.
Scarborough.
Yes. Yeah, I did say when I went to Scarborough.
I know the story, so you might as well.
You'd have to say that is road racing, isn't it? That's pure road racing.
Wait, yeah, it's a road race. I'll tell you what, though.
It's a bit more of a circuit.
I'll tell you what, the most dangerous circuit we've ever done is Norton Donington Hall.
No,
Like Norton Burnout.
That's minor.
That's mate,
That's
right?
minor.
We had that.
Dangerous?
It was absolutely nuts. Like just hay bales. It was like crossing potholes.
That's it.
Everything. I tell you what, but what a laugh, man! Absolutely, what a laugh that Norton day out. It really was.
Did you win that?
No, I've never won.
My God, he was so close. Now I'll tell you what.
I have been really close.
The first time I saw him was with your dad and your sister at Teesside Mobile. Now, the first time I got to actually chat with you a couple of years ago, and I've just got to clear this up right now, you are a total different man now, and I've got so much respect for you, really do. But at the time, I wanted to cave your skull in.
Yeah,
2 years ago, honestly.
I remember you were there.
No, you were just wheeling this pit bike, walking around. You're fucking, I'm King Dick and that, and I'm just thinking, what an absolute cocksniff of a human being. like I just wanted to poke. Honestly, I just like,
I'm changing my name from Lord Stacey to Cocksniff.
No, but at the time I just thought, you cocky little. And I tell you what, though, that for me, what separated that immediately, I've never seen you, like, so you go on a pit bike, he hopped on this CR500 and he rode it like he stole it. And it was just like, that lad.
And I blew it up.
You did, And like, honestly, the thing is for me, it was like, at the time, I just thought, what a cocky lad. And you just proved why you were cocky. I was just like, bloody hell, you were absolutely on the rails on this two-stroke CR500.
Oh, but you believe me when I say there'll be some good like edits coming with that CR500. It's still blown up.
Oh, God.
It's quite expensive to get them rebuilt.
Yeah.
To get casings and stuff like that for them. But yeah, when that's rebuilt, there's going to be some sick like LSDs with it, you know, like proper like sounds and stuff.
But what's LSD?
It's a drug.
I know that, but what are you referring to?
They all put them on YouTube, don't they? Like LSD, you know, Lifestyle Diary.
Oh, that's a new one for me.
There we are. But like, so it was at this weekend, and it was like a knockout thing, and it really was a Supermoto track, you know, without the jumps, you know, like the bike, a big like 450.
There was gravel on the corners.
Exactly, that's it. You know, like Josh really Brooks was on knobblies on a Kawasaki, and he binned it. Everyone was binning bikes, and people.
There was moss on the straight. Like green moss.
Honestly, there was, and like I was like there on a pit bike. Richard Cooper was there on a pit bike. There was just such a melee of different bikes, but everyone was on the pace.
Do you know the one reason I remember you from that?
You thought I was a cocksniff.
As you sniff while you're saying that. You had a Honda Grom there that weekend.
Oh God, what a laugh that was!
I kept pestering you for a go on that.
Mate,
I said, just let me have a go on it.
I
said, why won't you let me have a go on this Grom?
It wasn't my bike. It was me. It was my sponsor's daughter's bike, right? And it was just in the back of the van. You know what I mean? I pulled it out and I was just going around on it. And bearing in mind, I've seen him like fully like stamping on the back brake, fully bars locked, drifting in the first corner. I'm like, yeah, mate, of course you're gonna have a go on that. You know what I mean? Just go with it. So that he's like pestering me. I'm just like, will you just piss off? Like,
then I remember the one thing I really like you for this was when we were in the ball and we were like having food, and I was there on my own because obviously like I just went there and I stayed in the hotel. I think my mum dropped me off, and I was like, I don't know how old I'll have been then, 16 because I had my 50cc. Wait. No, I will have been 15. So I was there at 15 on my own in a hotel on my own, just doing this racing event. No one, like I knew people there, but like not many. And you spoke to me like all night in the ball, like you were just there, like just speaking to me, just being sound with me. And it was just nice that you were there and like speaking to me. And it's things like that I don't forget. Because you were dead sound with me.
Oh, I with that you treat people like you want to be treated yourself, but I like no, that's the truth though. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like there it was just good crack, good atmosphere. I tell you what, the whole thing was absolutely brilliant. But my favourite part of this story though is like there was a couple of Supermoto lads, including Davey Todd, British. You know, he's won British titles and all sorts. So anyway, we're looking at the sheets. The crank absolutely shits itself on the CR500, and we're like, "What?" He's just going, "I need a bike. Was that the following year? No, same year.
First.
That was the first year. So anyway, this bloke, right, like Davies racing like nemesis in Supermoto, you know, he said, "Oh yeah, just use my bike." Yeah, he never hopped on it.
Never rode it.
These two into the final.
I'd never ridden this bike.
He's never ridden the bike, and he was absolutely a midge's dick of beating Davey. I mean, it was just absolutely outstanding to watch, and it was just.
Have you ever done any British Supermoto events?
just
fancy a go?
Wow, 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 just that.
I've done like Nora Sport because it's just easy to go and do. But
That's more tarmac, isn't it? Without the jumps.
No, Nora Sport's dirt and everything.
Oh no, I meant at Cadwell. Is it? Did they have?
Yeah,
did they have a dirt
Cadwell,
section?
no, there's no dirt section.
Aye, so it's like the tarmac.
But, but like I've done other Nora Sports where it is dirt and stuff. Like Three Sisters has got a tabletop and stuff.
Oh, it looks mint, that.
And I've still done well in that, really well. They did one at Rockingham before it all closed, and I won one of the races, and I made Jordan Bannon lose the championship because I
picked him.
Yeah, he was battling for a championship. I was just there for a weekend having a laugh on my old CRF 450. Coming to turn one, because like I said, I've grown up with pit bikes, grown men. I don't give a shit. If you're in my way, I will come past.
You're there to race. Doesn't matter what you're on, pit bike, supermoto.
I've come into turn one, slam it down as many gears as I can. I've just slid it into him and just pushed him out of the way. Next thing I hear, someone told me after the race, he tried to kick me while going down the straight, and I didn't even know he'd done it. And I pulled away and left him in the race, and I did really well.
By the way, have you seen what's happened to Rockingham now? At the moment,
it's a car park.
They've turned it into a car park.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
the whole track. The whole track's just full, like 10 cars abreast,
isn't it?
just lined up. I don't know what it is. Is it for like exports or something? Or
must be something.
It looks mad. It's such a waste of a track, you know. They spent about 200 million, I think, making that
for NASCAR.
And the idea was to get to attract NASCAR over, and they used the wrong.
That'd be so cool.
It was like the wrong tarmac. The tarmac wasn't like porous enough or whatever.
Aye.
And the water, it was something to do with the water drainage. And anyway, so the NASCAR couldn't race there, and then it ended up getting used. BSB went there into.
It's a sketchy track, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, and.
I've never rode a big bike around there.
I did a Thundersport meeting, but not that we didn't use the outside. You know, like at Daytona 200 where they use the outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just the infield, and to be honest, it was a pretty good little track. I enjoyed it.
I've seen onboards of people like them. You know the Ninja 300s.
Yeah.
And they've been like flat out around there. They've come off the bank and they've come into the chicanes, and because it's that off camber and stuff, they get to the chicane and they just go bang and tuck the front and just come off. Jesus. Because it's that rough and the change of direction and stuff.
I tell you what, did you watch the Daytona 200?
Yeah, obviously Brandon won it, didn't he?
Yeah, you're mates with Brandon, aren't you?
He got the same trainer, so I'll be training with Brandon when he comes back to UK.
Oh, very good.
The next drinks are on him. He can afford it now, don't he?
How do you think he'll do in British Supersport this year?
I mean, it's not really for me to say what someone would do, but yeah.
Opinion, like, do you think he'll chance for the championship?
I've raced with Brandon quite a few times now over the years, and I've always beat him. But I don't know.
The only time I've ever met him
I've not really. When he came over to England on a 600, he didn't do very well.
Has he been on a 600?
Yeah, he was with. What's it called now? The one that Kevin Keys and stuff ride for. It's not
G&S.
G&S. That's it. He rode for them.
Right. Okay.
And he didn't do very well.
So he rode the same the Fabulous Warehouse in Moto3 and won that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was commentating on the race when he won the championship. I went up to see Fred, and I don't know anything about Moto3. I don't know any of the riders and that. And so I was like, I was reading the screen like, Brandon. But I did meet him over in Cartagena, and I bought him a coffee in the clubhouse, and he seemed like a lovely bloke.
No,
really nice, friendly. And in
I've
fact,
got
I
on
think,
with him ever since.
I'm sure I once mentioned him on this podcast, and he sent us a message saying thanks for the shout out or something.
Yeah, he keeps we keep saying like I want to go over to America and do some supermotoing with him.
Yeah, looks
he's always got bikes because obviously, like you said, I can slide supermotos about.
It's min.
And
did you see that thing he did in Times Square?
Yeah, that's so illegal.
He took it was at a supermoto bike
It's so
in
illegal.
the middle of Times Square and started doing a burnout
in the middle.
It is literally like I thought that must have been like an organised event.
That's
he didn't have a
mint.
helmet on and stuff, did he? Or he might have. I can't remember.
He had a helmet on, yeah.
But yeah, he's just like it looked photoshopped, didn't it? Like mad.
If we did something like that,
it would be straight.
Prison forever.
He's look, you don't really know from social media, but just from his social media, he looks like he has the life of Riley in the States, like a really cool life, and like always out on the supermotos and.
And fair play to him, he trains hard. He trains hard and he's done well. And
yeah, good on him. For Supersport, do you see who would you sort of, obviously we've got Jack Kennedy, we've got Kyle Smith, we've got some of the young
I think
lads
it'll be
coming
really. I think it'll be really interesting to see how Kennedy goes on that 636.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm
really
really
looking forward to that.
Because he can win on the.
Have you seen
Yamaha.
that?
Yeah.
Because he's signed to race for Dave Tyson, and it was Bike Devil, the Bike Devil race, and they were the sponsor. But then I've not seen this release, but on Facebook, because I follow Bike Devil, and I got a notification the other day to say it's Bike Devil Racing's been changed to DB Racing. So I don't know if they've lost. I'm just going.
Could be anything, yeah.
Could have lost the sponsorship. And then I seen Luke
Mossey, yeah.
Luke Mossey isn't racing, so.
So what's your bets? What do you think Luke's going to do?
He'll be in Superbikes, I'd have thought. I'd imagine he'll get another ride in Superbikes. Good question. There isn't any seats available. No
outstanding seats available at the moment. Nothing like.
But what a lot of people have done though, and they've got quite good rides from it now, is like reserving as a spare rider. If someone hurts themselves,
Right.
Because you look at Gino Ria.
Yeah.
He's in the prime example from doing that.
There's always opportunities arise. So yeah, I'm sure we'll see Luke back on the grid. I had something else to ask you there about. It's so in Super Sport. Do you think? Yeah, do you have like anyone you think's like tipping them for the championship? What would you say, Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Stock 6? Do you have a
Stock 6? I'm going to big up my man, Daniel Brooks. He's training with me as well.
Oh,
he seemed to finish quite strong last year.
He did, yeah. He had a real strong...
But there's a lot of lads that are getting quick in it, you know what I mean? Like Charlie might go really well.
Yeah, I hope so. There's news, I don't know if you've seen, Charlie Farrer's just signed to race for, it's like Appleyard support.
Oh, you were saying that before,
team,
right?
Yeah.
Him and, is it Jack Nixon?
Jack Nixon, yeah.
And so they're pairing up in Stock 600, and it's all... Do you know what? It feels so long since we've been racing, but it is coming soon. And by the time this podcast comes out, then we'll be testing sometime soon. BSB tests start. I think the first one got cancelled, didn't it? But then
Yes.
I don't actually know the date off my head, but sometime soon.
I'm quite
Chris, you're a journalist.
I'm quite glad it's been pushed back, to be honest.
Right? Why is that then?
Just get more training in.
Right?
Because I'll be honest, I've never trained.
Wait, no, you just bike fit, aren't you? You're constantly on that, so there we go.
Never ever trained, and last year it was tough trying to ride a superbike without doing training. But like I said, you're working, you're doing stuff like that. But
you've got quite a manual job, haven't you?
So landscape gardener. So Monday to Friday landscape gardening. It's just, you're moving slabs and stuff. I thought I'd beat Chrissy on the weights, but he absolutely schooled me on Friday.
Heavy books.
Is that why you've joined
heavy.
Sam Yassin, the get a bit of personal training?
Well, all I did today was I did my upper body. Thank you very much.
We'll go back and you'll be just bashing them out.
That's it. So
that facility was unreal.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, we went to Loughborough University, and I'm going to try and speak to Steve Harris and see if he fancies doing a podcast, because I think it'll be really interesting for people.
That'd be really interesting.
But basically the supporters.
Should we have a fitness test? Because that would be the funniest thing in the world.
He's done it. I think you just need that.
I can barely run a bath, never mind a distance. So I think it'll be. I think the results would be interesting. Mate, I would smash on the weight. So I'm a powerhouse. Look at this.
The support services.
Your eyes must be fucked as well.
It's basically Loughborough Support Services. Loughborough's, I think it's the best facility, university in this country for sports and sports science. And the facilities were literally unreal. And when we went there, we did physio, we did a nutrition talk, we did lab testing, and we did a gym assessment, and it was like a full day. And we get like a breakdown on Friday, and I think they come back with like a training plan where we could do with like being stronger and fitter and in certain areas.
Yeah, they plan it all out.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So you know
what to do.
It was very nice of Brent to organise that for us, wasn't it? Because I don't think it's cheap for the day, but it's
I've wanted something like that for a while. Just to open your eyes.
Yeah.
Just to know what to actually eat and stuff. Like, I didn't realise, but the stuff you're actually eating isn't too bad as long as you're working it the right way.
Yeah.
That's basically what they were saying, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the best food, he kind of said, for recovery was like banana bread. Like, he said that was really good. And I tried a bit today, and it's gorgeous. It's so nice.
I'll tell you what, we had a canny scran tonight for our team.
Karen, she's a goddamn angel, that woman.
Now,
so let's it's almost like, I think you looking at your watch there, your dad's watch, and you'll be like, you got work tomorrow.
All I was thinking was, you went, oh yeah, this podcast will be about an hour. It's been 2 hours already. You know?
Wait, that's what happens when you have good. Honestly, yet again, I'm so sorry for being late. But I think we should wrap up a couple.
I'm not bothered.
Good man.
Keep going.
Good man. So I think for
as
this
long
year,
as I get at least an hour's sleep tonight.
Yeah, you'll be all right, grand. But so the future for this season coming, you're back on teammates, Superbike racing. But my last question for you is, where do you want to end up? Worlds, MotoGP. What's the dream, son? What is the dream?
Like I said before, like I want to be in World Superbikes. Like that'd be a proper goal. And I believe if I work hard and keep going at the rate I'm going, take me time, just do it the right way, don't rush it, don't hurt myself. Like I've never broke a bone in my body. Touch wood.
There you are. Touch the royal table.
And I get people all the time, oh, don't say that, you'll end up doing it. But I always say it. Like I've never done it. No. It's just because I think too much while I'm riding. Like take your time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Yeah. That's my favourite saying. Rome wasn't built in a day, but I'll do it in 2. I'm going to try and do it in 2.
Good man.
But yeah, I think my goal would be to be in like World Superbikes, because I think in this day and age now, MotoGP is just such an unachievable goal nowadays.
It's very difficult.
It's so hard
coming from our country with the system that's in place. From and also, to be fair, in terms of your physical, like your height. If you look at MotoGP, they're all midgets.
They're all small
World
men.
Superbikes, there's some big lads, and obviously like the likes of Camille and people like that.
Van der Mark.
Similar sort of size to you, aren't they? But
you're being realistic, and I like that. You know what I mean? That is mint.
No, it's just it is what it is, isn't it? World Superbikes, it'd be nice to just sit comfortably, have a nice.
I can generally see it happening, because you were like 2 years ago when I met you. You know what I mean? You're a different man now.
You've punched me. I wish you did.
No. The thing is, I have been wrong 100 times over. You know, and I'm over the moon, mate. I really am over the moon with the man you've become today. I feel like a proud father. Just tearing up here. Yeah, stop doing that. You're about to be the But no, honestly, no. But hey, fantastic.
Speaking of World Superbikes as well, we've got a few giveaways today. We're spoiling the listeners. The first thing is, do you know Billy Art? You might have seen him on Twitter, Instagram, various things.
Very good YouTube channel. Give him a link up there.
He's very kindly, for the YouTube people will be able to see this. This was Tom Sykes on the ZX10, and I'm pretty sure that it's an artist proof. So I don't think they're for sale anymore, but it's whatever it is a beautiful drawn. And for a chance to win that, all what you have to do is go on this video on YouTube, and just comment anything in the comments. Last time when we said that, you said comment boobs, and I totally forgot, and I was just getting notifications all day, boobs, and I was like, what the hell? So have we got a word for this show that you would like?
Storm, you're the guest. I think you should pick it. Go on then.
Make it relatively
clean.
No swear words.
Boom. If we've gone boobs, maybe boom.
So they are by Storm Stacey himself. There we go.
And if you're interested, head over to see more of Billy's work. If you go over, I'm pretty sure he's got a website, but if you go over to his Twitter page or Facebook, it's Billy Art, and it is mega. We've got another giveaway, and
bloody hell.
There's a place just down the road from here, which is, have you ever heard of Slaley Hall?
Hall.
Slaley Hall. It's a beautiful. I think it's set on about 100 acres. There's a nice big hotel driving range, and next to it, there's this place called All Out Adventures, and we actually got to trial it as a for the giveaway. Me and Don went and got some pictures and videos and whatever. But we went for the quad biking. Have you ever done much on a quad bike?
Like when I was a kid, I rolled loads of them.
It is. Can you remember? Do you know who Graham Gowland is? Have you heard of him? Used to race in BSB. Maybe a bit before your time. His dad actually set these. They had a Paul Gowland sticker on, but basically you just go flat out, and there's a up and down shift on the bar, 5 gears, right? And there's like wood trails, motocross tracks, the lot. 4x4 things, and we went out, and it was literally just like, right, follow me, and it was just flat out. Like you could not get your finger off the thumb off the thing, otherwise you would drop away.
Now Blake, who works there, he's a racer himself, so it was just like rabbit in the headlight. So any age group can go to it, and the thing about that is, I'm going to be honest, I've living in the local area, I looked at it and went, that looks like a bit of a gimmick yet again. You think you're going to turn up, you're just going to get your hand held, you're not really going to do it.
It's going to have like a restrictor.
Yeah,
on
it
the
is.
throttle and
Honestly, all that. I tell you what, I have never been more surprised in my life. Thing is, it's the distance you cover. I mean, you're going from one side of Northumberland to the other. It's not like you're just going around a crappy car park or a bit of wood in it.
I just want to say the
it's got a Land Rover on it.
yeah,
no, like
you can go out in the
Land Rover, Bentley test there, like all the off-road vehicles test there.
So as well as what we've just mentioned, there's loads of things that you can do.
Paintballing, clay pigeon. It is. I tell you what, right? If you ever come north or whatever,
If Carlsberg did an advert,
Budweiser.
Budweiser, no, Guinness.
That's it. No, but like honestly, if you're coming up with like Jeff Cross living all the way in Paul Redcar, if you're coming up, they do corporate days, they do like absolutely everything.
No, like stag do's and things like that.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Anyway,
Find a girl, get her married, get a stag do up here. Simple as that, Storm. There you go. Son.
For our listeners, they're doing a family day out on the quad, so it's 4 people, and I'm just looking here. The family quad trek is £60 per person, so that's
for
what
a
we've
full
got.
day.
That's what we've got to give away, and for that, I'll put some pictures on our social media channel. And I'll be on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and we'll do some sort of like and share competition. So when this podcast's out, I'll also put a picture out, and to enter that, obviously, if you don't live anywhere, somewhere close to the northeast, it probably isn't, like, you're not going to travel from Texas to come over and do it. So don't bother.
Imagine Colin Edwards going, I was thinking about it, but Chrissy said, you know.
Yeah, so if you are interested in it, please maybe like go over the social media. But if you're interested in maybe doing something for a stag do, or I think they do lots of like team building exercises.
Well, I think
stuff.
Valentino Rossi's just got with that new bird, and you might want to come over and do it.
I think he's had a girlfriend for a while, hasn't he? Mrs. She's just gorgeous.
He might get
well.
married. He might want to come and do it.
Yeah, stag do.
Rossi and Slately.
So
are you lost?
When
Me now find my way.
It sounds like Borat. yeah, smash.
Oh,
No,
we were doing so well.
I tell you what. When we were over there, we were speaking. Is it?
Oh, you're gonna Scott Murray.
Scott, who runs the place.
Probably's got that wrong.
No, it's Scott. He used to race quad bikes in the British Championships and motocross and all kinds. And he was showing us. He's got an app on his phone for was it a Yamaha?
Yamaha.
It was one of the manufacturers, and you can map your bike from your phone.
Yamaha tuning, yeah.
And you can build like a 3D map and all kinds from an app on your phone. It was like mental.
My boss has got a WR Yamaha for enduro, and I hear about this every day. I'm going to put another map on the WR. It's like, well, why don't you just ride it?
Mate, we've got 3 ton of gravel to shift. Can you just shut up about your bloody Yamaha? Let's just crack on here, son.
Now, also, we've only got one question, actually, from our good friend Ryan Garside on Patreon. I posted the fact you're coming on so they can ask questions.
He's a dirty little race and cheat.
And he's actually went...
Who is he?
He asked about...
He's a good lad.
He asked about the Lord Stacey, which we've already covered. Who's your money on for the BSB title this season?
Me. Good. I knew it was good. No, good lad. Self-belief. You're good on then. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to win it, but like...
Can we have a bit of the prize money if you do?
Yeah.
Good man, thank you. We've got it here on Chasing the Race.
There's prize money in Superbike.
Shut up, man.
There's no prize money. There's no entry fees. There's no prize money.
Unless Bennett's put something together.
There you go.
Like Tommy Bridewell, he got like 70 grand or something if he won 3 rounds in a row or something.
Really?
Tasty.
Like that, yeah.
Tasty. Just do that then. There you go.
I don't know. It'll probably be Josh again, wouldn't it? He's comfortable, and he should be faster than last year because he'll have better setup and he'll have all testing again and he'll just have more setup again, won't he?
Do you reckon the Honda's got a chance with Glenn?
Well, he was close last year, so
he was really close. He was leading for a bit.
Is there anybody that you think like an outside bet who maybe most people wouldn't think, but like they've maybe changed teams and you think they'll be on it this year?
What do you think Andrew's going to do on the Tyco bike? Going from the Honda.
Answer mine first.
Shit, sorry.
I don't know. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't really know. I'm focusing on my own championship. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not bothered what they're going to do.
There we are. Good answer. Good answer, son.
They can do what they want to do.
And the last one, we haven't actually talked anything about MotoGP, and Ryan said...
I never actually answered the Lord Stacey question. I talked about it.
Yeah,
go on.
Go on then. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
when I first started racing, I went to Landau. I told you about that, and I did the mini motos.
Yeah.
Well, when I did it, I came out of nowhere. So my nickname was the Predator. Some old guy said, bloody hell, he's come out of nowhere.
I've seen that on the
like,
letters.
He's like the Predator.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Predator comes out of nowhere.
Then you got to 16 and you then you thought that might okay.
Yeah.
It's got a few connotations. It's like maybe being called Storm Savage.
Oh my God,
I'm a savage.
But yet again, we were doing so well.
No, honestly, that's why I changed, because
Yeah.
in this day and age, with a nickname like the Predator, you just doesn't look good nowadays. You know what I mean?
Was that
So-
did you come to that realization
Yeah,
yourself, or did
yeah.
someone have a word with
No,
you?
I come
Yeah,
to that
yeah.
realization because I dare say someone wouldn't say anything because anyone with the right mind shouldn't think that it's like that anyway. But you've just got to think.
Oh,
haven't
it's
you?
the
You've
way
just-
of the world
yeah,
now, man. Full of wet
How
wipes. Yeah.
offended everyone gets and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
So when my dad raced,
Yeah.
he was on it. Like he was on it. He was known as Lord Stacey
Right.
because he was the Lord in a car, like he was the man.
Yeah.
And he actually had the deeds to that name. Like he owned the
Fantastic.
deeds to that name. So I don't know what the crack is with the deeds now, but I dare say there's somewhere in my name. So
Yeah.
Lord Stacey is my name.
I like it.
I thought you must
There we
have, because I think you can buy land like in Scotland and become. You don't have to buy that much, and because I know people
Shut
that
up,
have.
man. How much is this?
Oh, you can, I know people that have done it.
Just go and stand on your
I'm
land.
going to buy a rock. Can I afford a rock?
You do. There's a way. If
That'll be
you,
expensive with the rates these days.
That's mine, pet.
if you Google it,
Take it out with you.
if you Google it, I'm pretty sure you can buy.
This is my rock.
And you can also, do you know you can change your name by default? And it's like, I think it's 35 quid or maybe 350 quid, but you can change your name to anything that you want. Well, no, someone I know did it for a day. And
My sister Lola, she's not actually Stacey. She changed her middle name to Stacey
oh,
Right?
really?
because my mum and dad never got married.
Right, okay.
So
Right.
besides me and my stepsister Lex, we're the only Stacys,
Right. There we are then.
I think.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't have a lot to do with most of my family, so.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
man.
But yeah.
Fair enough.
Sorry, no, I'm just going through. I'm going to buy a bit of Scotland.
I could imagine.
don't think-
I can
like
imagine
that-
him going into a pub or a club and he's got a rock and he goes up to a bird and he goes, "Here's my rock, but you can be my rock."
I think I don't think the Lord Dominic would go very well.
No.
Lord
It's that- no, I
Dominator.
I don't have that. I don't know. I just haven't got that air about us. But no, honestly, but like I know I was like your look in the paddock is brilliant. I look like the top out the suit, and the thing is, you generally suit it. I'm not just saying that though.
Top hat, I think from your dad.
I have got the original top hat. Cool story. Really cool story. Again, another story. My dad passed away. I thought his top hat had been stolen. He said to me one day, he said, "I think someone's nicked my top hat because I don't know where it's gone."
Yeah.
All right, sound. Top hat's gone. Well, wherever it's gone. He didn't get... I think he got another one, and I'm not sure what he did with that. I think that went in his coffin with him when he passed away.
Yeah.
And like, because he got cremated and that, and I've got his ashes at home, and yeah, the other top hat, where did it go? Who's got it? So, I've got this Mustang car. I showed Chrissy, I don't know if you've seen it. I've got a yellow Mustang, 1965. It was my dad's.
Fantastic.
So I like, keep that. That's his car.
Yeah.
It was in a container for years, like just kept in storage, like kept out the way. I went up there, about 2 years it had been in there, so like halfway through 4 years of it being there. And I like sat in it, I was like, oh, love this car, like amazing, can't wait till I'm like old enough to drive and like get it out, enjoy it. Put the cover back on it, another 2 years, left it. It's at my house now, it's clean, everything. I went up there, got it running, and I've looked in the car, and behind the driver's seat, there's a top hat sat there.
Mint.
Now,
Mint.
the person my dad being, I think he purposefully put the top hat there
Mint.
for me to find it.
That's mint, mate. That is mint.
I might be just being stupid.
No, that's
but
but it's nice that these things have meaning because like I say at first, you generally suit the look. You're like that is mint. It stands out. It's your character through and through. And
but then the top hat I wear now Teesside race they did the year after my dad passed away.
I remember that
The
race,
trophy was a top hat
Yeah.
because of my dad. So if I hadn't won the race, I wouldn't have got the top hat. But I won the race, and I've got the top hat, and I've got the trophy and everything.
Mint.
So that top hat's mine. So
They
that is my own top hat.
They are. The top hat as a story. Mint. Very good question. There we go.
And just to finish off, MotoGP testing's been on at the moment, and I think it all kicks off. Is it next week? I think
A week, isn't it? Yeah,
next week. Have you been following any of the testing?
Yeah, no.
Nothing.
Cutting trees, young.
Do you think Mark, by the time this podcast goes out, it'll be the answer to this will be obvious, but at the time of recording, we don't know. Do you think Marquez will be out?
He's been out riding though. He's been out.
I said to you before, I think he's going to win this year.
Do you? I'm going to say I don't.
Are you a betting man?
Am I a betting man?
A betting man, like
I
a bit of
ain't gonna
gamble.
put money on him because I don't really know him, but.
No, like between you and Dom.
Between me, no.
Like,
Between
would you
you
put-
and me, like
would you
maybe
put a fiver on
Marquez.
it?
Would you put shake my hand at £5? You think Marquez is going to win it? Good man. Good man. There you go.
£5 he's going to win it this year.
Yeah, straight off the bat.
It's like.
Handshake. We've got the old the old Stouff.
Oh, for God's sake! Stouff straight off there. There we go. So sponsor the team.
Sorry, we got cut off.
I know we haven't had a technical in a while. So anyway, we were using the Stouff hand sanitizer there.
Big
so there
thank
you
you
go.
to Stouff for that and all the support they have given us over the years. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. And this hand sanitizer is unreal.
You corporate sellout. I love it. This guy's got a future full on corporate sellout. There you go.
Most people probably don't know how when they see GR Motorsport, because it's very like one bike's in one colour, one's in another, and it's separated between like the Superbike's all Euro car parts and stocks all Stouff.
Yeah.
And it's
sanitizer.
sort of, oh mate.
Did he really just do that?
Oh.
A lot of alcohol in that.
Isn't that 100% alcohol? 80%.
80%.
Oh god.
Tastes like that.
What does it taste like?
Hand sanitizer.
Oh, I've never tasted it. I don't really want to know.
Go on, do
But
it. I'll do it, you do it.
no, absolutely not. Have we got
Dare you.
Well, I've done it.
anything else to wrap things up? Have you got any?
I just obviously like to plug that we're always looking for sponsorship.
I love how you look at the camera.
Glazed over. This is it. Get the hair swishing. Get the fans on, Chrissy. Get the fans on. There you are.
We're always looking for sponsorship. I've got plenty of opportunities on my helmet this year. I've already had people messaging me and stuff, and we're always trying to fit people on the helmet because every bit of help is appreciated, whether it's a lot of money and whether it's not a lot of money. Every little helps, and you will be helping someone get far in their career, hopefully.
There we are. Well said.
Spot
Well
on.
said.
And also, do you sell merchandise or anything? Do you need to plug anything?
I'm sorting that. I've just had some logos made.
Stop looking in the camera. You're spooking me out here.
Just to let you know,
you've done your plug. You've done your plug. This is audible.
Most people listen to this podcast rather. Some people do watch on YouTube, but most people do listen to it. So I've got.
Okay. Yeah, right, let's go. Let's go.
I've just had some logos made and stuff because I had a load done, but they weren't on a PDF file. So like picture, the quality's not very good for like merchandise and stuff. But I am
That's
getting
on the way.
merch done.
And also
That'll be on the brand warehouse. It's called.
And social media plugs. Plug away.
Storm Stacey 79 on Instagram and Storm Lord Stacey on Facebook and Twitter. I don't really use it.
And if we can persuade your sister to help you with some editing, you might be on YouTube soon as well.
Well, I've been trying to do my own editing, but when I get good at it, I'll probably be booming.
You need to. We pay my little sister to do these, so you need to.
Maybe I need to speak to your sister.
Yeah.
That's the one. No funny business, mate.
Sisters are off. Like speaking of sisters, though, I've actually before I thank everyone, all our patrons, Colchester, Kawasaki, I've actually got to thank your sister. Right, she gave me a haircut, and this is the funniest thing about this story, right? So anyway,
my mum gave me a haircut. I got the mullet.
Oh, I haven't like me, mate. Me, like, hold on, let me just take my hat off. My hair was absolutely long as hell. So anyway, we had food at Chrissy's, and your sister came in, and she gave us a haircut. She's a hairdresser by trade, but not a barber. Big difference, big hoo-ha and that. So anyway, she's like, I found the shaver. I'm like, all right, spot on. Like, these pair of clippers. So anyway, she's got the scissors on the go, and Chrissy comes in, and he's smiling. I'm going, what the hell are you smiling at? He goes, mate, those clippers, They're me ball trimmers. So anyway, Chrissy's balls trimmers is just rubbing up the back of my neck. So it was a...
My mates don't know, but we cut all their hair the other day with my ball trimmer.
I was going to ask.
They're not going to listen to
I was going to ask. What's this? All the kids at school have got your haircut. Is there a celebrity that's? Is there a celebrity that's
Storm
like
Stacey.
done
It is
it?
because of some rappers called Bad Boy Chiller Crew that are up this
Is that
way.
what it is?
Do you know Bad Boy Chiller Crew?
Never heard of them.
Yeah.
But I seen you the other day at Loughborough, and then I've seen all the kids at school. Now I'm thinking it's such a unique hairstyle.
I had one not long ago, and it was quite long. Like, well, not quite long, but it was like a decent size. And I thought, I'm going to grow it out, get it dead, like long, like all right.
Oh,
like
God.
the birds hate it; they don't like it at all. And I don't know why. It looks mint. And I was growing it out, and then I had a meeting with someone in Manchester, like a proper important meeting with a sponsor, and I was like,
Stick a hat on.
I need to. No, I'd shaved it. I'd done it all properly. Got my barber mate to give me a trim, and that like just a little dodgy trim.
Dodgy trim on the side. I love it. We'll have to give you a chase. There isn't that hide that mistake.
Shots fired. What's the rapper called?
Bad Boy Chiller Crew. They're called BBCC.
Never heard of them.
They're up this way. They're
Is
funny,
that like
they're
New
funny
Monkey
as well.
type of thing?
They're just the music's not actually that good, but it's just funny.
I like their hair.
Funny music.
They must have a big.
They've got a massive following.
Yeah, I was going to say they must have a
Massive.
big social impact because like all the kids have got that haircut.
I wonder if they like motorcycles. We'll just get them on the show.
I just think that they do like motorbikes.
Happy days. Get them on
Yeah.
the show.
If you message them on Instagram, I reckon they would come on.
Shut up, man. No, we'll give it a go. Hey, God loves a tryer. But there we go. I tell you what, seriously, we have been rambling on. This is what happens when a bunch of racers get together. We just chat and chat.
This podcast was going to take.
You're
about
staring
an
in the
hour.
camera again. Stop it. It's audible, mate. Audible. Right? Podcast, listeners.
Stop looking at me.
But no, seriously, thanks so much for making the effort to come up here because I know
No.
it is a long way. And before the season starts, obviously, best of luck.
Yeah.
I'll be seeing plenty of you, but best of
Yeah.
luck
No,
all year,
likewise.
and looking forward to a good year's
And
racing.
likewise to you, Mr. Dominic.
Well, thank you very much. But honestly, it'd be absolutely mint, guys. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I think it's been a long overdue, hasn't it?
Oh, God, I know. It's good, and we'll have you back on again without a doubt. So,
And, as usual, massive thank you to our patrons and to our sponsor, Colchester Kawasaki.
yeah.
And we'll
Look down the lens and say thank you, Colchester Kawasaki. Go on.
catch up. So,
They don't sponsor me.
Oh, no, do it anyway. Do it for us. Do it for us.
Big thank you to Kawasaki UK.
Dick. Oh, Jesus. Mic
And
drop. Mic drop.
LKQ Euro Car Parts, South UK, Belgrave Motors,
Nice shout.
RST,
Nice shout.
and all the other sponsors that are helping me this year at BSB. Thank
There
you.
we go. But
you've
no,
got that well rattled off. I like
there
it.
we go.
Spot
But
on.
Only because it took me enough attempts with that press release I did.
Oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
I had it written on a whiteboard. I don't know if you
here,
can...
right, we are going to have to stop this interview, right? But we are going to have to catch up the crack next time.
You have to be
I've huffed him now. Definitely a part two. Definitely a part two.
Well, safe journey home for both of you, and we'll catch up sometime soon. Take care.
See you in a
everyone.
bit.
See ya.
Click, buy, deliver. With remote purchasing from the two-time Motorcycle News Dealer of the Year, Colchester Kawasaki. Proud sponsors of Chasing the Racing.